Softball 1985 here at Sports Park in Berwyn Heights, the semi-playoff game between the Brew Crew and the Orange Crush. We have with us here the coach of the Brew Crew, Bob Webster, along with the color man, Ed Dillon. We're going to get Bobby's comments before the game on how he anticipates on playing, any defensive plays that he may make moves at, and just how he thinks the outcome's going to be.
Well, we ain't got to worry about making any moves because right now we only have 10. So we'll just have to go with the same lineup that's been getting us all along. We'll just see, hopefully our players will outplay them.
Of the two teams, Eddie, I think the Brew Crew is the long ball team on the ball field. One game in the regular season, they had 7 home runs. I think the most in any regular season in the men's league. They've got to have the edge in that field.
Well, I do believe that Orange Team B is the only fella that has gone out this year, but both of these teams have good hitting throughout the lineup, which I think impresses me. Roy, let me ask you a question. Surprising last week, you had a real big game in the first game, scored 14, 15 runs, then came back with just victory. Anything special happen that you feel, or did the bats just go sour? Do you feel that you hit the ball as well in the second game as the first?
We hit the ball hard in the second game. We just hit it right at people. I think they may have gone a little sour. You know, you score 16 runs in a ball game and city game, a few cold ones take over on you.
Sure.
I think we played as well defensively that game as we've played all year, though.
You did.
Hopefully, with defense will hold up for us again because this is a good hitting ball club. I think maybe we'll try to take a few base hits from them and challenge them all day long.
Big question. Is Larry Marshall going to be here? Do we know? It's
I
hard
don't
to
know.
say.
I just got back in town this afternoon, so I really can't say. If he doesn't
Naturally,
make it,
Larry, the cleanup hitter and left fielder on the Brew Crew, and if he doesn't get here, that's certainly got to hurt you. What do you see? Do you see anything on this Orange team that you think you can take advantage of? You know, they're going to start Fink today instead of Berg. That's a big discussion, big point. A lot of people were talking about during the week. What's B-Love going to do? He's gone with his ace today. Do you think that's going to really have an impact? Have you guys faced Dave Fink?
I don't think it's going to make so much impact on pitching because they both throw strikes. The fact is that they take Dave Fink and they put him in a pitcher spot. They take a good defensive ball player off the field. I think that may help us a little bit. Dave can play second. He can still play some outfield. He's got good speed. So hopefully that'll be an advantage for us, man, if we just keep hitting the ball.
You're going with Donnie Barber, I guess. The guy that's been
got to
there
go with him.
way.
The man's been doing it for me all year long.
He sure has. Okay.
Bob, thanks a lot. Good luck to you.
Good luck to you, Roy. Wish you the best.
Right now we're going to bring B-Love in, the coach of the Orange Crush, the opponent of Brew Crew, here today with the semi-championship game. One of these two will be meeting Doc Sox in the final game. B? I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay, thank you, Mo. Well, first of all, B, let me congratulate you on getting this far into the 3 of the very best teams left here. And naturally, you guys have your hands full. Brew Crew first, and then the winner's going to move on and play Doc Sox. You guys have seen these, the Brew Crew. How have you done against them this year, B?
I forget, Eddie.
That's okay. Regular season, 2 well-matched ball clubs. Talking earlier about power, these guys obviously have power. They have at least 4 guys, maybe 5 that have hit the ball over the fence. You guys anticipate doing anything different? And one question that really seemed to be a bone of contention last week against Emmetsville, several intentional walks seemed to play a big strategy in the game. Do you guys foresee any of that? Do you see walking any of these guys on this on the Brew Crew?
Depends on what happens. If we need to, we'll do it. I'm not beyond that.
That's a very evasive answer, B. We're here to put you on the spot, buddy. You got to answer these toughies. And well, I tell you also, I do see a little age differential. One last thing I have to bring up, Mo, you look at the ages of these 2 clubs. You look at an experienced veteran ball club on this side of the field. You see a lot younger ball club, probably 4 or 5 years per man, I think, over there. Do you think that's going to have any difference, or do you really think that's going to work to your advantage in a playoff situation where these guys, where the veterans are going to come through big?
I think the veterans and the experience and the poise. I'd like to take the opportunity to say that I've got supreme confidence in this team that I've assembled this year. A bunch of really good guys, and win or lose, man, we had a good time playing this year.
Well, once again, I'd like to congratulate you on your bowling victory today. Although we are gonna have to put those results back through the computer. Mo, you want to sign off for us?
Okay, we're going to go back up to Rich Myers now on the camera and get ready for Championship 85 Sports Field in Berwyn Heights. It's game time here at Sports Park in Berwyn Heights. The semi-championship game between the Brew Crew and the Orange Crush. Defensively, we're going to give the lineup of the Brew Crew, who will take the field first. Orange Crush being the home team, will bat first. We don't have the line. Here we come with Ed Dillon. We'll give you the defensive alignment.
We're going to set the defense for you for the Brew Crew, and already we see one of the things we talked about earlier, Mo. Larry Marshall's not here. Some adjustments. We'll start out on the mound. Let's start with the third baseman, I guess. The third baseman, Steve Duffy. Steve Fine, third baseman. Joe Eaton down at shortstop, throwing the ball over to first right there. Randy Greer will be the second baseman. Randy's probably going to lead him off. First baseman is Charlie Dukes. In left field, we're going to start Kenny Moulton. Okay, back again. We're going to finish up real quick. Kenny Moulton in left field, Bob Webster in left center, Kenny Webster, Spunky Webster in right center, and Donnie Mitchell down there in right field. On the mound, Donnie Barber. Behind the plate, Bo Waddell. Here's the leadoff batter, Rick Bayless, and here's Moe Grimes to take over for play-by-play.
Rick takes a call, strike one from umpire Tom Love. Strike two. Ricky steps out of the box. Mark, coach umpiring the bases. Steve Beckham coaching third. Cubby Fentress over first coaching. The pitch. Rick laces this one right center. Kenny Webster makes the play. One up, one down for the crush. Paul Dorsey will be the batter for the Orange Crush with Paul Tully on deck. There's one down. Rick Bayless flying out to right center field. So it starts out with fly to right center.
One of the things we notice, Barber throwing two quick strikes. There's a fly ball down to Kenny Moulton left field, weak one. But Barber throwing two strikes to leadoff batter Ricky Bayless and made Ricky hit a pitch I don't think he really wanted to. Rick got underneath it, hit the ball up in the air to right center field. And now Tully flying out, two up, two down. Excuse me, Dorsey flying out. Here's Paul Tully, Mo.
Dorsey swinging at the first pitch is 2 up, 2 down. So Paul Tully, the batter for the Orange Crush. Don Barber, the pitcher. Tom Love, the home plate umpire. There's time out on the field. We remove a bat that's in play area.
One of the things you might want to watch here for Mo is Tully, good right field hitter. There he is, just like we said. Donnie Mitchell down there up with the ball. But one of the things Orange does do real well is they use the whole field. They may not have the home run power that you talked about earlier that the Brew Crew has, Mo, but these guys do use the whole field very, very well.
You know, after those two first pitches of strikes called on Rick Bayless, the next two batters swing at the first pitches.
Yeah, that's, well, I'll tell you, Barber is not going to throw you a lot of bad pitches. He's going to be around the plate all the time. You're not going to get a lot of walks off him. Always seems to have something on the ball. So I think what they are, they're probably going up there figuring the first good pitch they get, they probably will hit.
Dave Fink, the batter, looks at a called ball, first pitch, and swings at the next one. Is a base hit to right field.
And yes.
Dorsey goes around to third. So we have runners to first and third with 2 out. Bill Love, coach of the Orange Crush, will be the batter.
Interesting start there. Tully never doubted he was going to third base. Donnie Mitchell did bobble the ball slightly out there, but he was definitely going first to third. And I think, again, both of these teams will run the bases aggressively. They've both got pretty good speed throughout the lineup. Not blazes like the Motown men, but solid ball players. And here's B. Love.
I think the best speed on the team will probably be Rick Bayless.
Could be. Certainly one of the smarter base runners, I tell you. Now, here's a guy that I think why they don't shift on this guy. Hits the ball to left field every time. And B with a solid single. And now there again, you'll see the speed. Fink first to third. Kenny again bobble the ball out there. But again, these guys are running the bases aggressively and advancing that lead runner. 2 out.
So a base hit for Bill Love brings a run in. Dave Fink with his heads up running continues over to third. Kenny Moulton dropped the ball for just a second, enabling Dave to get over to third. Of course, he wasn't throwing to third, though. Ed, he brought the ball into second.
Yeah.
John Novak.
Kenny didn't look like he felt that he had a shot at third base. He was going to second base all the way, which maybe is the smart play, keeping him in order. Novak pops one down the line. That's out of play. Tully with a nice try, but it's water-bound. We'll see a new one.
So John Novak, the batter. With 2 down, we have a rally here by the Orange Crush with 1 run in. Runners at first and third. John Novak, the batter, looking to get another run across.
And I'll tell you, I do believe missing Larry is going to hurt this team a lot more than we might imagine. There's a base hit right up the middle. Tough chance for Donnie Barber. Didn't have much shot. Bobby Webster over there real quick, cut it off, keep B at second.
B's got some bad knees. Ed, I talked to him earlier in the week. Both of his knees are giving him a lot of problems. One knee giving him considerably more than the other. He has bone chips in the elbow, and we'll have to see how that affects him. Cubby Fentress, the batter. Cubby earning the championship playoff after the loss of his mother during the regular season, and this is going to be a big plus for this Orange Crush team.
No question about it. The guy really anchors the squad down there at third base, a veteran player, and already we see this thing starting to develop, just what we talked about earlier, the Orange team, 4 straight base hits, not trying to do anything fancy, not trying to hit the ball over the fence, hitting the ball solid every time, and they do have a lineup that they can hit through the whole lineup. There's Cubby with another base hit. This ought to be good. Roy's definitely, no, he's going to third base.
He's coming home.
Oh, they got Novak picked off. Oh, he's out by a bunch. Donnie Barber with an excellent play on the cutoff in the middle of the diamond, throwing back behind John Novak, picks him off. The run does score, though, Mo.
Yeah, John should have held up there at second, but I'm not sure. The Crush hitting the ball real good here in the first inning, doing what they have to do. The base hits, they're not the big power hitters that are going to go out over the fence, so they did the job they had to do. The Brew Crew will be coming to bat, and we're going to let Ed Dillon set that up for you.
Okay, if we can, let's look at the Orange team out there defensively, and I don't think we have any changes from what Coach Love gave us. We're going to start with John Novak at third base, Rick Bayless at shortstop. Second baseman will be Roland Hoke. Over at first base is Tom McNamara. In left field should be Bill Love starting. Bill going out there talking to Paul Tully and straightening him out right now, telling the outfielders how he wants him to play. B's going to left. It'll be Paul Dorsey in left center, I believe. Paul Tully in right center, and Steve Beckham around in right. Behind the plate is Dick Berg. On the mound is Dave Fink. And one of the things that one defensive switch that I noticed, Mo, Steve Beckham had been playing in right center most of the year. He's got a groin pull. He's running. He says he feels good, but I think B taking the wiser decision, trying to put him in a spot out there where he's not going to have to run quite as much, switching him and Tully out there. So we're going to start off. Here's Randy Greer, the leadoff hitter for Drew, and here's Mo to take over.
He's going to get a little work out there with Kenny Moats, a left-handed batter, but we'll have to wait and see how that injury does affect Steve. As you said, he's been the right center fielder all year, but it's championship ball time, and I'm sure that Steve will respond accordingly. The leadoff batter for the Brew Crew will be Randy Greer.
And I'd look for Randy to go back up the middle or go to right field. Randy, a very patient hitter. Randy will usually take a strike or two. Smart player, not a lot of power. In fact, if anything, I think probably Paul Dorsey's playing him a little deep. If I were Paul, I'd probably play him a little bit more around the middle and a little shallower. But Randy will definitely take a pitch or two and get on. He wants to get on for the hitters behind him.
Nice pitch, and it's a 1-1 count. The first pitch being a ball. Second a strike to Randy Greer. Fink on the mound, the pitch. Strike 2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes, the count to Randy Greer, the batter. The Orange Crush defense is set. The pitch. Foul out of play, and Randy Greer is out.
Well, we mentioned, B, that we thought Randy would try and go to the right side, and he certainly did, trying to hit the ball down the right field line. Got a little bit underneath it and fouled it out. So here's Kenny Moats coming up with 1 away. Kenny really coming into his own this year. Last year started out, first time yanked it out of the yard. This year hitting the ball real well, a couple of home runs, but he's probably hitting the ball as well as anybody in the league, I think, right now, Mo. He seems to be hitting a line drive just about every time around.
That's true. Kenny's one of the batters in that 7 home run game. He put 2 of them out over right field, and this is what we're going to find out. If Kenny plants the ball where he normally does, out in Beckham's area, just how much that injury is going to affect Steve during the game. So Fink will set and deliver the first pitch to Moats. It's called strike by umpire Tom Love.
Now they're playing him to pull, but they're not putting any shift on. Most of the teams this year have been. Kenny hits it hard, base hit. And again, I think that's, Dorsey bobbles it, but they did put a little shift on, excuse me. What they did out there, if you notice, Mo, they did bring Steve Beckham over to left center and switch Tully to right and Paul Dorsey to right center. But outside of that, they played him pretty much a straightaway lineup. Here's Bobby Webster, and here's a guy who can use the whole field. Everything from the left field line to the right field line, hits the ball with pretty good authority, very smart base runner, very smart hitter.
As you see in championship softball, the wheels are turning already here in the first inning, making that defensive move and right center and right field with Beckham with the injury. The Orange Crush is set to try to win this game and get into the championship.
No question. Both of these teams, we talked to them earlier, they think they have a good chance against Doc Sox, even though they will have a loss. They both think they can win. Look at Bayless playing around. Bayless trying to take a lot of the middle away from Roy. Naturally, Roy, a good singles hitter. I tell you what surprised me. B-Love seems to be giving him a lot left field line. Now he goes right up the middle. There's Fink with it over to McNamara, but they get one. Bobby hit it on the button, but right at Dave Fink, who happens to be a real good defensive pitcher.
That'll bring Joe Eaton up to bat, with Kenny Mote still over at first. Eaton, another one that had a home run in that 7 home run game. The biggest, I think, in any regular season of the men's league.
Yeah, they really got into it. I think there was a strong breeze that day and helium-filled balls or something, but they really flew out of here that day. Joe playing shortstop this year. I think Joe has been a third baseman in the past, but he's adapted well to the shortstop position for the Brew Crew. Really helped him out a lot. Good hitter. And Joe, most of his power, well, I was going to say left center, but that's up in the air. Well hit ball, but awful high. B-Love camps underneath it, 3 up. 1 hit in the first inning for him. But
so at the end of one inning, we have the Orange Crush 3, Brew Crew coming to bat here in the top of the second. The Brew Crew will go back to the field. Orange Crush obviously fired up. The Brew Crew cannot count them out. It's only the first inning. We got a long way to go. As you were mentioning a little earlier, Eddie, that's one advantage that Doc Sox does have. Both of these teams, even though they're in the semi-championship game, they've both lost 1 game. One more loss, they're eliminated. Doc Sox have yet to lose a game. So should they go on the field against Doc Sox and lose, then the Doc Sox are the champions. If they go out and beat Doc Sox the first game, they've got to play them again. So whoever wins this game has got to win 3 games in a row, and it's got to be a definite disadvantage.
It's tough. It really is. You know, what happens is people wind up having to hit 12 or 13 times, and everybody sort of is going to run into that flat spell where they go 2 or 3 times without a solid hit. So you're right. The Doc Sox certainly in the driver's seat as we start the day, Mo. Tommy McNamara under that ball a little bit.
Steve Duffy makes the play, the third baseman backing up into the outfield grass, taking the pop-up of Tom McNamara, and that'll bring Steve Beckham up to bat. Now we'll see how that injury is going to affect him at the bat. Now?
Well, I don't look for Steve to pull the ball. Steve's a good middle hitter, good power to right and right center. He tries to. Oh, look at this. Did you see that, ladies and gentlemen? Did we get that on camera? Moe Grimes neatly handling that ball with a graceful catch. Tom Love giving us his indication of approval. That's a strike for Steve. Steve was going to right field that time, or looking to anyway.
Yeah, I think he's looking to pull it that way. The pitch.
He goes
and
again.
He goes to right. This one is going to be foul out of play. So Steve Beckham at bat with 2 strikes on him. No balls.
And now one of the differences, naturally, we're playing ASA rules, not USSSA. He doesn't get a foul strike here. Any foul ball on this at bat will naturally be strike 3. And Steve looks at one. Donnie Barber with a nice pitch. Dropped it right in there. I'm not sure whether Steve was perfectly set for that one or not, but Donnie made a hell of a pitch.
We sort of have a combination of rules here, Ed. As far as the pitch goes, we're using the USSSA rule, where last year the ball had to maintain a certain arc. This year, you can throw a lot flatter pitch and have it called a strike. Tommy's utilized that pitch quite a bit behind the plate this year and calling what people have thought have been a really flat pitch, but it's the new pitch. They're not used to it, and they've been strikes, and Tommy's done a heck of a job in calling those.
Roland Hoke with a hard hit ball out there to Kenny Motes, but Ken settles underneath it. Roland hit that a little harder, probably a little higher than he wanted to. And 3 up, 3 down for the Orange team, so they still maintain that 3-0 lead. Brew Crew coming to bat in the second inning.
So the Orange Crush will be looking to hold Brew Crew here in the bottom of the second inning with the 3-run lead. The score being Orange Crush 3, Brew Crew 0. The Brew Crew coming to bat. Steve Duffy will be the leadoff batter for the Brew Crew, another power hitter on the Brew Crew team.
Yeah, Steve's another guy that's hit the ball out. Naturally, Steve and one of the brother combinations that play in the league is brother Bob, the shortstop for Emmetsville. Steve, fine ball player, has played third and second. Probably his best spot for this squad is third base, and hitting in the middle of this order. Naturally, we would have seen Larry Marshall last inning, and I hate to keep coming back to that, but Larry's certainly one of the better performers in the league, and this has been a good year for Larry. He fits in well with this team, and they're certainly going to miss him. We see, I guess that's Spunky Webster on deck, and to follow him will be Charlie Dukes.
Change too, Ed, for the Orange Crush. You can see Beckham's on the bench now, and Donnie Armstead's in right field.
Yeah, the rest of the outfield, I guess, looks the same. Still Tully Dorsov. And here's Dave Fink on the mound. Steve Duffy at the plate.
Fink's first pitch to Duff. Called strike one by plate umpire Love. So Fink's really getting the ball across the plate here in the first 2 innings.
Yeah, you might have saw, well, let's wait for this pitch. Steve takes a high one, ground ball to Bayless. Bayless having a great year at shortstop. He's just making all the plays. I really think that he's one of the big reasons why Orange has looked so good in the playoffs so far, Mo.
It's just about automatic. When the ball's hit down there, your history.
Yeah, no question about it.
He makes the play. I think the reason he plays around so much is Ricky's got so much range. He can go left or right. One gift that a lot of people at short don't have. Him and David Mark have the ability to go either way.
He can. He's got a strong arm, and he really knows the hit as well. He plays everybody pretty well. He's been in the league, I guess, since his very first year. And again, Ricky Bayless calls for the ball right underneath it. A weak by Kenny Webster, and here's Charlie Dukes. And Charlie, after having pitched several years in the league, being on the same squad with Donnie Barber, Captain Roy decided to move Charlie over to first, and Charlie's done a great job down at first base for this squad.
Ed, it looks like the Brew Crew, they're trying a little too hard. They're swinging a little soon on the ball. They're popping it up, and they're not getting into the ball solidly.
It may well be, and I tell you, it's a funny thing, but sometimes in this league, and we've seen so much of it, Mo, a team winning by 15 runs, for instance, our team, Emmetsville, beating the Orange team 15-1 one week and coming back and losing to them 12-4 the next week. It seems to be a big psychological lift to get out in front and to get that jump. And then what happens, everybody tries to do it themselves instead of just going up there and getting their base hit or whatever they have to do. Charlie Dukes, the guy's a master with the bat. Certainly not one of the quickest guys on the bases, but he can hit the ball line to line, and he hits that line drive that's just really impossible to play.
He's a guy that can spark this team, get them going at the plate, hits that they need to get back into this game. We're going to have Scott Woodell, the batter now for the Brew Crew, with Charlie Dukes on at first. Fink looking around the outfield, make sure his players are set. Dave Mark, the base umpire.
Scott, one of these guys, father-son combination. His dad no longer plays in the league, Herky Woodell, but Herc was one of the founders of the league. In here from the very beginning, played the first 3 or 4 years, if I'm not mistaken, Mo. Scott, a left-hander, and again, B doesn't make much shift. Several teams have pulled 2 or 3 guys around. Bayless naturally playing a little more around towards second base, and the outfield shading them to right. But that's about it. Hulk settles underneath it. Roland Hulk calls for it all the way. Goes out into the outfield grass, pulls it in. Nothing across for the Brew Crew.
So at the end of 2, it remains Orange Crush 3, Brew Crew 0. With the Crush coming to bat. So I think that maybe the little of the nervousness of the off game or just not mentally being prepared yet is showing a little bit on the Brew Crew, but I'm sure somewhere in this game they're going to come to life and they're going to start hitting this ball, and we're going to have a championship caliber ball game here.
Yeah, we're going to have a good game. There's no question about it, Mo. I do think that both of the teams, the first time through the lineup, maybe trying to do just a little bit too much. His Coach B. Love reminding his team 3 runs isn't a heck of a lot in this league. This inning, we're going to see Dick Sissel, who's out there at third base, Joe Dennison, left-handed hitter, and first baseman, and Dick Berg, who's starting behind the plate, will be the 3 batters for the Orange team. Defensively, we don't see any changes simply because the Brew Crew's here with just 10 men. And, now sometimes, Mo, that can be an advantage. Just having 10, just having, getting the top of your order up or more often, you better hitters at the plate more often. And sometimes it can be a disadvantage because you really lose the flexibility of substitution.
As long as no injuries play a part in the Brew Crew's lineup, it's got to be an advantage. Proof of here in the championship game in Emmetsville won the whole thing with just 8 players. Sissel with a base hit to left field. Kenny Moultz fields the ball and gets it into Joe Eaton, the shortstop. And we have time on the field. But as I was saying, Emmetsville is evident of that last year and the 8-man winner of the championship.
No question about it, Mo. One of the finest moments in men's league history, watching those 8 valiant souls battle all odds through there on championship day. Here's Joe Dennison, left-handed hitter, and you see the Brew Crew do shift somewhat. Duffy off the line at third base. Ground ball to Greer, chance for 2. Randy can't handle it. Bad hop. They may give him an error. Sissel's trying for third, but they let him go in standing up. Eaton cuts the ball off. Runners at first and third and nobody out. Could be a big inning.
Yang.
You got a bad hop there.
We have a bad hop out to Randy Greer, the second baseman. That has not scored an error. Dick Berg will be the batter for the Orange Crush. Runners at first and third. Barber pitches. The first pitch is a call strike.
I don't want to say that there are a lot of complaints about that last call, but that infield was dragged before the game, and while the ball did come up on Randy, Randy with a chance to redeem himself. Kicks it around a little bit, still has time to come over to Charlie Dukes. Charlie back across to Dennison, sliding into third. Joe Dennison, good heady base running. When the throw came over to Charlie at first, Joe turned second, looked at his coach, Steve Beckham, picked up the extra base, and that could be a big play because now with only one out, Mo, he can tag up on a fly ball. He might score on a ground ball. Good heads-up base running by Joe Dennison.
Very good base running. Don Armstead, the batter for the Orange Crush. The pitch. And Armstead swings the first pitch. It's a base hit, right center field. Bob Webster makes the play, and Joe Dennison scores.
Sure, certainly it's a base hit for Donnie Armstead, well-hit ball, but as short as Bobby Webster was playing, there's no way that Joe scored from second base. That doesn't mean Ricky Bayless wouldn't have driven him in, but that hustle play by Joe Dennison did make a difference. Now, Ricky, again, guy with good power, but I think Ricky likes to go to right field. He can go to right field with good power, and he goes right up the middle. A good break. Oh, I tell you, you talk about a bang-bang play. Off Donnie Barber's foot, Joe Eaton scoops the ball up, gets the force at second base, and just misses Rick Bayless at first base. Ricky really digging it out. Very close call, but umpire Myrick has him safe.
Well, he said that Charlie Duke's foot was off the bag. The throw was there. Charlie just, his foot coming off the bag just a little bit, stretching for the throw. So we'll have Paul Dorsey, the batter, with Rick Bayless on at first.
Paul flew out to the left field the first time around. 0 for 1 tonight. There's a base hit to left, yeah. And now Bayless won't challenge Moltz's arm. Although the throw's, and it's out of play.
Out of play.
That's going to cost him a base. And let's see, they're going to give him, they're going to say that Rick was on his way to third. They're going to bring Ricky home. They're going to send a PD to third base. And who's the error going to be on that one, Mr. Riddle?
The error will be charged against the left fielder, Kenny Moltz.
Now, that's the second questionable call by the official score of this inning.
You know, I think that...
it was offline, no question, but I did think Steve had a chance to handle it. Here's Paul Tully. Paul got a base hit to right field the first time up. He's 1 for 1.
And Tully goes to left again. Kenny Moltz there for the play, and that's 3 down. Again, defensively, the Brew Crew don't seem to have their hit into the game, along with offensively, Ed.
No, they're missing Larry, but they did look shaky that inning. Randy Greer with a couple of, I don't want to say bobbles down there, but he didn't feel the ball cleanly. Charlie Dukes maybe being off the base a bit, and then the throw down there to third base. Steve Duffy with an excellent chance to handle it, let the ball get away from him out of bounds, and that cost him a run. So 3 across for the Orange Crush. It's a 6-0 game, and the Brew Crew are going to have to do something fairly soon because I tell you, this is a tough league to come back from when you have that kind of deficit, Mo.
It's a 6-0 lead, and it's a tough lead to overcome when you offensively and defensively your hits aren't in the game any better than what the Brew Crew is right now. However, as we said, they can come back in the game. The game is not over by any means. Donnie Mitchell will be the batter for the Brew Crew. This is the bottom of the third. Orange Crush 6, Brew Crew nothing, and they're at bat. So Donnie Mitchell at the plate.
First at bat of the afternoon, Mo. Donnie playing out there in right field. Another father and son combo. His dad, John, plays for Emmetsville, our squad. And in fact, John's played with us a couple of years. Ball player, good speed. To Bayless, and Bayless takes his time in the hole, gets him by a half a step. Ricky took a little bit longer. It looked like he had a little trouble getting it out of the glove, but beats him by a step. And although Mitchell does have good speed, so it was a good play by Bayless. No
Ricky wanted to make sure that he was set and got that good throw over there because of Mitchell's speed. And Don Barber, the pitcher, will be the batter now with 1 down for the Brew Crew.
Donnie hitting 10th in the Brew Crew lineup, but he's really a second leadoff man for this team. Steve Beckham telling him what Donnie likes to do, and it's true. Donnie with good power to left center field, and that's where he hits it, right to Dorsey. Dorsey bobbles the ball. Barber's going for 2. B-Love bobbles the ball. Dorsey gets the ball into Novak, and Novak doesn't bobble the ball. So finally, after 3 attempts, the Orange Crush puts a handle on it, but not before Donnie Barber winds up at second base. I think that's going to be a single and an error. Donnie Barber.
This may be the spark that the Brew Crew needs to get them on track. Randy Greer will be the batter. So with Don Barber on second, Randy Greer at the plate.
Randy
1 down.
Struck out, hit a foul ball in the creek trying to go to right field first time around with 2 strikes on him. So Randy's 0 for 1. Takes first pitch for a strike. And let's see if the Brew Crew can get something rolling here.
The next pitch, Randy jumps on it, hits it down to Roland Hoke over to first for the out. Barber advances to third. So we have 2 down with the runner at third. And Kenny Moultz will be the batter for the Brew Crew.
Kenny Moultz, sharp line drive single to right center field last time up. 1 for 1. If they need a hit here, they need to pick up a run. 2 down. Kenny's going to have to get a clean hit. And once again, here we see the strategy. Tully going to right. Dorsey going to right center. Donnie Armistead going back to left center. B-Love staying in left. Bayless coming around a little bit, still on the third base side of second base. Hoke deep in the hole on the outfield grass, really. And Tom a step or 2 deeper than normal, right on the line. So let's see what they do here. Now, Kenny can go the other way, but I have the feeling he'll hit to his power. He'll probably try and hit a ball between Fink and Fink. Oh, he hits it hard and deep. Armistead misjudges it and falls down. That's over his head to the fence, Mo. Moultz at least 2. He's going for 3 for sure. Throw comes into Bayless. Bayless runs it in. And I think we're going to have to say 3 bases on that, if I'm not mistaken.
Absolutely. Never touched the ball. So the defensive shift that the Orange Crush made on Kenny Moultz backfires on him. He goes to center. And Don Armstead losing his footing out in center field as a result of 1 run in for the Brew Crew, and Kenny Moultz down to third with Bob Webster, the coach of the Brew Crew, the batter.
Here's a chance for these guys to pick one up. Another situation here where it hits a run for sure. Let's see, Bobby Webster last time lined out to the pitcher, hit the ball real hard back at Dave Fink, but Dave Fink was able to hold on to it to right center field. Tully in a little short. Oh, a nice running catch by Paul Tully. Bobby's Howard the other way, but Tully with the running catch puts him away.
He went after a little bit of a high pitch that time. Ed didn't get a good level swing, but he still hit the ball hard.
He did, no question about it, Mo. Roy does have good power all around. Well, they finally get off to Schneid. Brew Crew's up on the board. It's a 6-1 count now. And the Orange team is going to send up, let's see, looks like they're going to start with the pitcher. The number 4 hitter, Dave Fink, and then B-Love John Novak will hit third. Defensively, no switches. I tell you this, I think what this Brew Crew needs more than anything is a good inning defensively. They have to settle down here, and they have to make the plays, because last inning they looked awful shaky. That just really wasn't championship caliber play last inning, Mo. They're not going to win it if they play that way on defense.
A 1-2-3 inning would definitely help them, inspire them, and possibly get them up here to the plate, hit the ball, get a couple of these runs back, and turn this game around. Dave Fink, the batter.
Dave won so far, line drive to the into right field for a base hit. First time around. Dave, one of those guys that got 5 consecutive singles for the Orange team in the first inning after a couple were out. In fact, you know, that whole first inning was a 2-out rally. After Bayless and Dorsey made out, they got 5 straight base hits.
Yes, it was, and that's the kind of thing that makes you drop your hit a little bit. Dave Fink with another base hit over to right field. Kenny Webster fields the ball, gets it into Randy Greer at second, and Fink in at first with the base hit. Bill Love will be the batter.
Dave with his second base hit, a picture-perfect hit, line drive between his first and second baseman. Hit the ball real hard. Nobody had a shot at it. Here's B. Love. B got a base hit to left center field. Line drive over the shortstop's head first time around. B's 1 for 1. Nobody down. Fink at first. And Donnie Barber looks at his infield, looks at his outfield, wants to make sure he's happy with what he's got. And again, I have to believe that they're just not playing this guy around the way they're supposed to. You got to play this guy as a dead pull hitter. He's going to come down the line. Can you ever remember in all the years B's played, has he ever hit the ball to right field, Mo?
Never.
And once again, he doesn't.
Just what you said.
Right down the line.
And Kenny Moultz camps under and makes the play.
Fink halfway, hustles back to first base. And here comes John Novak, the third baseman.
So Novak's the batter with Fink at first and 1 down. Again, defensively, the Brew Crew doesn't really make too much of a shift. They move around to the right of the field a little. Barber, the pitcher, sets and throws. The first pitch is swung on by Novak with a base hit between Webster And Mitchell bobbling the ball a little, gets the ball in. Fink's coming around to score, and Novak's in at second. And that will be scored as a double for John Novak. So Novak in his second, another run in for the Orange Crush. Cubby Fentress the back. And the Orange Crush just keeps piling those runs up. It doesn't look good for the Brew Crew.
Sure doesn't. John Novak with his second hit. It went to left field the first time, right field the second time. Certainly made up for being picked off second base last time, driving in a run. Here's Cubby Fentress. Cubby with a base hit, and Cubby right back. Kenny Webster's there. Kenny with a nice play. And what I like about Kenny, he caught that ball ready to throw. He wasn't going to give the tag up to John Novak. Kenny, good-looking play out there.
He got that ball in real quick, and that'll bring Tom McNamara to the plate with 2 out. Novak still at second. And the Orange Crush looking to increase their lead over the Brew Crew. Barber throws the first pitch.
Tom McNamara popped out.
Inside.
Popped out to Steve Duffy the first time around. Tom, another guy that's a dead pull hitter. He's going to hit the ball hard down the third baseline each time he's up. And he does again. That's in the hole, though. Eaton not quite around. They're going to send Novak. We'll see what happens. No, they don't. They don't bother throwing. Concede the run. John Novak scores another one for the Orange Crush. And base hit for Tom McNamara.
And there's another run in for the Crush with Tom McNamara on at first and 2 down. So here's another 2-out rally building up for the Orange Crush.
And here's Steve Beckham. Steve doesn't seem to want to come to bat.
Beckham has taken himself out of the game. Beckham has taken himself out of the game because of the pulled hamstring, unfortunately. We like to see everybody play in the championship series, but if he feels he can't play, it's the best thing for him to do is to pull himself. So Roland Hoke will be the batter.
Yeah, Steve's not going to help his team or himself. He's just liable to, cause some kind of injury that's really going to take some time to heal. Rolling up in the air to left center field. Bobby Webster underneath it easily for the 3rd out. But not before the Orange team gets to do some damage. I think 3 across again, if I'm not mistaken.
So there's 3 more runs across for the Orange Crush. That makes it a 9-1 ball game.
Excuse me, 2 runs.
2 runs across. I'm sorry, it's a 2-1 ball game in the top of the 4th with the Brew Crew coming to bat, and hopefully they'll get a few of these runs back. The leadoff batter for the Brew Crew will be Joe Eaton, followed by Steve Duffy and Kenny Webster. Kenny's talking to the players, trying to get them psyched up and get them out there to play some ball. The Brew Crew with a 7-run lead in the bottom of the 4th. And defensively, I still don't see any changes for the Orange Crush other than the one they made early in the game where they replaced Beckham with Donnie Armstead in right. Beckham having a pulled hamstring has taken himself out of the game. He's doing the coaching down at third base now. He has a pulled growing muscle. I've been saying a hamstring, but it's a pulled growing. We was trying to save face for Beckham. There is a defensive change. Now they'll look over. Cubby Fentress defensively has gone in at second base for the Crush, and Roland Hoke is out for a couple innings. We have Joe Dennison behind the mound. We have Dick Berg out. So defensively, we have Dick Sissel over at first base and Tom McNamara down. So there are quite a few defensive changes for the Crush. Joe Eaton about it for the Brew Crew.
Joe flew out the first time up. I think he flew out to left center field, if I'm not mistaken. He's 0 for 1. And Joe, again, one of the middle of the lineup. These are the guys that the Brew Crew needs. Joe trying to go to right field, which is maybe a little bit of shift up. We got another splash out of that one. And that's a strike on Joe.
Hey, Joe, I thought you forgot about right field.
Joe normally a good middle hitter with power. He's hit the ball out both in left center and right center. Not really a pull hitter in that sense. His best power is up the middle. Little bit of a switcher, Mo, leaving John Novak in at third and moving Cubby over to second. Cubby had played an awful lot of third base for this Orange team, but John doing a good job down there. We go to left field. B-Love with a late start on that ball, but still breaks in to get it. Eaton hit it hard, but one away. Fly out to B-Love.
We got Steve Duffy coming up to bat. Joe Eaton the first out for the Brew Crew. The Brew Crew need to get a couple of base hits and some runs across here in the bottom of the 4th inning to get back in this game. Defensively around the horn, you can see the changes that were made. And the first pitch to Duff is swung on. He hits it hard to left field. It could be the first one out. It's over the fence. That's the first one out. Oh, it's not. It's off the fence. It's off the fence. Bill's throwing at third. Duffy's, he's out of there. Nice play by Bill Love. in left field. I thought that ball was over the fence. It actually hopped in front of the fence, came back in the playing field. Bill Love fielded the ball, threw a strike into John Novak, losing his footing, made the tag on Duffy. So there's 2 down. Kenny Webster, the batter. I believe if Duffy had slid on that, possibly would have been safe.
He had a late start. He thought the ball was out because it sure did look like it. But I tell you, I think B might well have kept that ball inside the ballpark by hitting it with his glove. Ball was up.
Did the ball come
Ball
off
was
the top
up.
of the fence, Ed?
I think it did. I think it hit the top bar of the fence. I think B jumped. He did get a glove on the ball, no doubt about it.
I lost sight of it for a second. I thought it was out.
And no, we're going to rule that double all the way. A fine throw and recovery by B. Again, though, I think Steve did think the thing was out of here. Might have slowed down a step or two, and that may have cost him at third base. Okay, 2 out. Here's Kenny Webster. Kenny popped out to the shortstop last time. Ground ball to Novak. Novak at third, over to first. Strong throw, draws Sissel off the bag. That's going to, I think, be an error on the third baseman on the throw.
An error on the third base.
John practicing his throwing out there for a moment, running through his arm.
This is the kind of things that the Brew Crew need.
Yeah.
Right here, they have to capitalize on this bad throw by Eaton. Charlie Dukes is a batter. Good place hitter, good strong hitter. Charlie can keep this rally going. It's not a rally, it's a base hit, but it can become a rally. This is what the Brew Crew needs.
It sure can.
The Crush did it in the first inning. That's where they got the majority of the runs. And Duke swings, there's a base hit.
And same thing. Charlie with the line drive hit to left center field the first time. Oh, look at this. Spunk with some hustle, and I tell you, he had ideas about going all the way, and he forces him to throw it out of bounds. And I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that's a hustle run by Kenny Webster. He took the extra base going to third base. He forced the third baseman. He put enough of a question in the left fielder's mind to think that he had to throw the ball hard home, throw a little bit off base. That's going to have to be an error on the left fielder. Excuse me, Mo. Ball goes out of play. 1 run in for the Brew Crew. Charlie Dukes at third. Bo Waddell here with a chance to bring him a little bit closer.
And I think David Mark was talking to Randy Greer, the third base coach. If you noticed, when Kenny come around third and rounded it, he grabbed him by the shoulder and actually stopped him. You can't do that in this game. That's an automatic out. And David, in the spirit of championship softball, warned Randy not to do it again. Bo Waddell will be the batter with Charlie Dukes on third. And if Bo can come through, we could have a big rally coming on for the Brew Crew. Here in the bottom of the fourth, there's a called strike, the first pitch to Bo Waddell. Looking around at the stands, it's been an enjoyable day, championship bowling, now championship softball. The next pitch to Bo Waddell. Swung on to right field. Armstead coming in, makes the play. So it's 3 down. So it falls short of a big rally, but Brew Crew does get a couple runs across. We have some people here sometime in between the games we'd like to get some comments from on softball. I see Guy Smith here from the Calvert County League championship team. So we're going to turn it over to Ed for 1 second.
Okay, Mo. And let's see, going into the bottom of the fourth for the orange team, let's see, we should start with Dick Sissel, the first baseman, followed by Joe Dennison and Dick Berg. Dick Sissel base hit to left field last time up. And there's the official scorer and public address announcer Dale Riddle bringing us up to date on the score. We're a little more than halfway through this game, Mo. The momentum so far this game has been all orange, although that last inning we did see a little bit of a change. And I'll tell you, that was a big play where Steve Duffy was thrown out at third base. If not, that rally may still be alive.
It was a big play. Hopefully it won't be the turning point in the game. The Crew will be able to come back and get back into the game. Only time will tell. We have a couple of more innings to find out. Sissel the batter. Defensively, we look around at the Brew Crew, and there's no changes. Barber throws the pitch, on by Sissel. Eaton makes the play, over to Charlie Dukes at first for the out. And we'll have Joe Dennison, the batter.
Joe with a base hit down to the second baseman last time. Took a tough hop on Randy Greer, went for a base hit. Joe 1 for 1, catching this afternoon.
He started out this season like a house on fire.
He sure did.
I think he was almost leading the league just behind David Myers, who couldn't be topped. Dennison pops out to the shortstop, Joe Eaton. And that'll bring Dick Berg up the plate. So this is the kind of inning that the Brew Crew needs, Ed, defensively.
They look like they're settling down a little bit. Dick grounded out on a forced play to the second baseman last time around. Randy over to Eaton. Dick looking for his first hit. That maybe no. Oh yes.
Nice catch by
Kenny Webster just showing us the ball for a while, sort of rubbing it in just a little bit on that play. But Kenny, I tell you there now, there was one of the things that I think is the strength of this Brew Crew, good position in field. They played Dick just about perfectly. I definitely thought that was a base hit when the ball was initially hit. But Kenny was right there, just a two-step run, and he was right there.
The ball looked like it hit deep on Kenny's glove, right about the heel, and when it'll do that, it will ride up on you. But Kenny held on to the ball, a good defensive player, and got the third out of the Orange Crush, and that's going to get the Brew Crew back up to bat, and Donnie Mitchell being the leadoff batter. I can see now, Eddie, that a lot of Doc Sock's team is starting to assemble around the field. I see Clayton McCarl, Doc McCarl himself. I see Jerry Borgia. I see Mike Dunn. I see Jay. I saw Jay running up and down here on the side of the fence, warming his legs up.
We talked about injuries. Naturally, the injury to Steve Beckham having to make Bill Love alter some of his plans, Mo. I think one of the big factors today will be whether Bob Wiltbank's going to be able to play. Bad leg. He's had some injuries off and on with it. He was able to play last week, but only limited duty. Played third base just an inning or two, where he really is an all-star. And then Bob had to move over to first base to take some of the strain off his leg. So whether Bob can play third base today is going to be a big factor. But let's get back to the ball game here. Here's Donnie Mitchell, grounded out to the shortstop the first time. Donnie 0 for 1. Donnie, the ball's in on his fist. Yeah, poor. That might be a hit. Oh, I'll tell you, the guy really
everything
doesn't covers all the ground. He talked Paul Dorsey out of it, but Paul thought that he had a play on it. But Ricky out there really got deep. You can see how deep he did get on that play. Made a fine play. So Donnie's 0 for 2.
Defensively, Cuppy Fentress has moved over to third base, so you can believe the left side of that infield is locked up with Cuppy at third, Rick Balos at short, Roland Hoke at short, Dick Sissel at first. Defensively in the outfield, the alignment remains the same. Don Barber, the batter.
Donnie would have been last time up. Ground ball to Fentress. Cubby eats it up, takes his time, throws a little high over to Sissel. But you mentioned the infield there. You look at the left side of the infield. The guys are probably in their 40s, but I'll tell you, they play the game like veterans. They don't make any mistakes, and it's just so important to have stability in that infield. It really is. Here's leadoff man Randy Greer up now with 2 out, and Randy's 0 for 2. He fouled out. Randy's 0 for 2. Did foul out in the first inning and grounded out to the second baseman in the third. So he's 0 for 2, looking for his first base hit of the day.
It's a ball, the first pitch to Randy. We have Bo Waddell coaching at first and Charlie Dukes at third. The next pitch to Randy. Swung on and fouled off at the plate. 1-1 to count.
Wow. Randy, you can see, still has right field idea. Thinking about going to right field on that. Mo's going to take a short break here. I'll handle things for just a second. If you don't hear his voice, he's not deserting us, folks. He's just partaking of some of this good food that we got down there. One of the excellent ideas that I have to give Bill Love and the other commissioners, men's league commissioners this year, combining the championship into a bowling championship and a family day. If the camera gets a chance, I'm sure Rich will pan down there. We got hamburgers and hot dogs out there. People brought covered dishes. It's just a real nice day. The stands are jam-packed. Fans are just having a great day out here for softball. Randy with 2 strikes. He's going to have to hit the ball up the middle. Oh, he still has.
Cold beer and cold soda.
We sure do. We sure do. And Randy's still with ideas going to right field, and I can't believe that he took a pitch like that with 2 strikes.
But they said it's not free to the help.
I would.
Randy, take the other pitch. We got a full count.
We got Kenny Motes on deck, so get on.
2 down.
The Brew Crew can still muster a rally here. They need one definitely, Ed. They
No question about it. No question about it. Oh.
And again, Randy Greer fouls out.
I hate to question Randy's judgment on that one. I really do, but you have to you have to wonder why he's trying to do that with 2 strikes. Dave Fink doing a good job out there. He's just not throwing a flat pitch in there. And when you get a guy that's dropping the ball down on you, with 2 strikes, you just have to make sure you keep the ball in play. I mean, that's rule number 1, and I do have to really question that. Although that's probably a compliment to the Orange team's defense, in that Randy just didn't want to hit the ball back up the middle.
A good arc on the ball. Most of the time, you're gonna hit the ball up. It has a tendency to make you swing up. The ball coming down.
It's just much harder.
Good level swing at the ball, you're automatically going to pop it up.
Harder to go to right field against a guy like Dave Fink.
What the crew's got to realize, as long as Fink has that arc on the ball, they got to get a little deeper in the box. It's the only way they're going to get in the center of the ball. As long as they stay up in the box, that's all they're going to do is pop it up.
Absolutely. Donnie with a base hit his first time at bat. He's 1 for 1. And on deck is the top of the order, Ricky Bayless and Paul Dorsey. Defensively, again, no substitutions, but I tell you, Captain Roy's hand has been dealt to him. He's got 10 guys. He's playing them where he wants them. And I guess unless somebody gets injured out there, that's the way they're going to stay the rest of the day. Donnie takes 1 deep. Donnie, in fact, now we have a little discussion on the Orange team bench about the call, who called for that pop fly. There seemed to be a little mix-up in communication. And we have the third baseman, Cubby Fentress, and Rick Bayless, the shortstop, talking to Paul Dorsey and Bill Love, trying to get their signal straightened out, because that's one of the things that are so important, that communication on those kind of balls. Tom Love reaching deep down for that call on that one. Donnie with a line drive base hit. That's Donnie's second hit of the day, coming through with a line drive base hit to left center field. And I'll tell you this, Mo, I hate to say something against these guys because they have gone so far, but if you just look at Ken Moltz and Bobby Webster out there, they just look discouraged. They're just not happy with the way things are going, and I think they realize they're going to have a very, very tough time turning this thing around.
You know, it's like Dick might have said. And let's look at Rick Bayless with the base hit. Right field, it's going to get between the 2 outfielders. Armstead's not stopping. He's coming all the way. Bayless is going into third. He's holding him man.
And they're going to...
Bayless comes through with a big hit and increases the Orange Crush lead. And what you said is true, Ed. Dick might have said it's not over till the fat lady sings. If you look at the Brew Crew, I think they've heard the singing.
At least warming up, because they look like a discouraged bunch out there. Things aren't going the way they hoped. You just wonder, Kenny with a timeout call, they're gonna think about something. I'm not sure what there may be an appeal play. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be an appeal play on whether or not Rick touched second base. Donnie's going to go to the man. They're going to turn. I'm not sure whether Kenny or there is no. Obviously the appeal is overruled. Ricky did indeed touch second base. Here's Paul Dorsey up at the plate. Paul 1 for 2. Flew out to the left fielder in the first inning and a base hit in the third.
Now, what happened on that appeal, Ed? Tom was still out. It's called an illegal appeal. They called it when Tom was in, and they can't reappeal it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happened right here. Maybe between innings.
Ground ball to Eaton holds. Oh, look at this. Bayless just talks Dorsey into a base hit. That's going to have to be recorded.
I think I went for that out at first, Ed.
Oh, I think so too. Certainly, with the score being the way it is, I think that was not the kind of play that these guys would like to make. And again, I think when things start going wrong for you, Mo, it just, emotionally, you probably don't make the kind of plays that you'd like to. Here's Paul Tully. Tully with a line drive. Eaton with a good play. Joe made up for that last one on that one. Tully hit it as hard as you're gonna. Line out to the shortstop. That's 1 down. Here's Dave Fink with 2 base hits. 2 line drives to right center field. Dave 2 for 2, doing a great job out on the mound. And I'm not sure they're going to rule that as a base hit for Dorsey. That may be ruled as a fielder's choice, although it's an unusual call. That's going to be deep enough to tag. Roy, did he? Yes, he did.
Catch by Roy Webster. Bayless tags, comes home, and that's what I'm talking about, speed right there.
And going on down to second base.
You can see a little frustration out on
wait a minute. Yeah, I was going to say Charlie Dukes is looking for a call here, and I'm not sure exactly what the call is on this one. Now, I think he's going to say that that Paul Dorsey missed. That Paul Dorsey tagged early, I guess, is what the appeal. No.
He's out, and we have an appeal call.
Oh, yes.
By Tom Love. Dorsey's called out at third base. Evidently, he missed the bag.
No. It's Rick Bayless is called out for for leaving early.
Leaving early.
I tell you, I think Bobby Webster made a great play on that one. What he did was, he stayed deep as long as he could, made the running catch on a dead run, and probably just threw Ricky's timing off a little bit. Ricky went ahead and tagged, and again, Charlie Dukes, I think, right on top of that play, making sure that the protest was handled properly. And Tom Love, watching the play closely, picked him up, said you left early.
So what Charlie Dukes was saying, in fact, was when Tom Love called Tom, when the ball come in the airfield, he asked him not to call Tom yet because of the mix-up on the appeal last time. He didn't want this appeal to be denied. So that was the controversy that, when Charlie Dukes said to Tom, don't call Tom yet. That's what it was all about. Now we know that. Kenny Moultz will be the leadoff batter for the Brew Crew. Now, Ray Bayless's run did not score on the appeal. When he's called out at third, that run is erased.
So we're looking at a 9-2 ball game.
9-2, and we are in the bottom of the fifth? Bottom of the sixth. 9-2 ball game. Now, this is it, Ed.
6 outs left to come up with 8.
I've seen big rallies in the bottom of the seventh inning before, but the Crush is playing. If the Brew Crew's going to come back, they've got to mount their rally right here in this inning.
Well, this is the part of the lineup they want up at the bat. You got Kenny Moultz, who's 2 for 2, base hit and a triple first 2 times up. Bobby Webster second, and Joe Eaton on deck. So Joe, the cleanup batter for him today.
Bobby is due.
He is. Hit the ball hard, lined out right back at Dave Fink. Dave made a great play on him the first time. Kenny with another shot. Oh, Cubby knocks it down, and I'll tell you, I gotta like Cubby Fentress on that one. Knocked it down, stayed with it, and beat him by a hair.
That's what we're talking about. The Orange Crush having Cubby Fentress back. He's there to make the play. When the play's his, he makes it. Once again, he's shifted back over to second base. John Novak's back over to third. Defensively, there's no other changes, and Bob Webster's the batter.
Despite Steve Beckham's injury, he's still in the game, hollering encouragement to his teammates. Bob Webster trying to get down the left and almost got it past B. Love, just a little bit foul. Bobby hitting in hard luck today, hit the ball hard both times up. He's 0 for 2, but he lined out to the pitcher, Fink, with a nice reaction kind of move the first time around, and then a fly ball that I think it was Tully ran down, if I'm not mistaken, in the third inning. So Bobby 0 for 2.
He's had no luck to the right side of the field, so you can see here he's trying to go down the left line.
And Bobby with good speed, you want to watch the outfielders. If they don't come up with it cleanly, he'll certainly look for the second base.
Excellent base runner.
Yeah.
He'll get around those bases if he has the opportunity. And even if you don't give the opportunity, he'll go for him.
And there's a base hit. Yeah,
we knew Bobby wouldn't be held hitless all day.
No question about it. Probably the worst ball he hit today, but that's a base hit. And he knew just what he was trying to do. They gave him a whole... Dick Sissel was probably a little too close to first base. Well, no, I guess not. They had to be a hole there. Okay, here's Joe Eaton. Joe with 2 flyouts so far, 0 for 2 today.
Joe, another batter today's hit. So possibly this could be the rally that the Brew Crew is looking for, with Steve Duffy on that big hit the last inning that he was up. B. Love backing up a little bit for Eaton, moving over a little bit off the left field line.
Yeah, they're playing him about right, I think. I think Tully could shade a little bit more to center field, but they look pretty straight to me. Bayless playing a little bit around towards second for him, knowing Joe likes to hit the ball up the middle. Yeah, I tell you though, these guys need something this time. They're just not going to come back with 7 or 8 runs in the last inning. What they got to try and do, Mo, is put 3 or 4 on the board here, close the gap so that they have something realistic to look at. He went for a bad pitch. Cubby at second, back to first, double play, and again, Cubby Fentress with a big league play.
And I noticed a couple players on the Brew Crew just dropped the hit and sort of shook it.
You hate
Joe went after that high pitch and just really tomahawked the ball. That's not the kind of thing you need right now. Like you say, they had to get 3 or 4 of the run, come back, hold the Orange Crush, and come back and try to get the remainder of the runs. Take it in extra innings and go for the win.
So here they are.
This is the last inning. It's the top of the 7th. They have to hold the Orange Crush. They don't have to hold them hitless, but they have to hold them runless.
Yeah, they should.
Then they've got to come up and come up with a bunch of runs.
Well, they've got their work cut out for them. But we have seen games where this year, and B leading off. his squad. They got the heart of the Orange team up this time around. It's going to be B. Love, John Novak, and Cubby Fentress. And no changes out there again with the Brew Crew. But yeah, they've got an uphill struggle going. And to be honest with you, though, Mo, I don't want to blow my own horn, but you do have to remember last week when we did those predictions, I did predict Orange. I liked, for the very reasons that I think have come through here, Bayless and Fentress, a couple of great days out there defensively have kept these guys in the lineup. And just like we said earlier, not a lot of home runs, but a lot of base hits. Joe Eaton with a nice play at short over to Charlie Dukes, one down for B. Love. And B finishes, probably will finish the game 1 for 3.
Now, you picked the Crush to go all the way. They still got to win 2 more games.
Well, you can't win the the last 2 until you get past the first one. That's right. So I feel good. I do feel that the Doc Sox naturally still having a big advantage, being the only team without a loss so far. But, well, let's not write this one off yet. Donnie Barber knocks it down. A great play. Eaton, bare hand to Dukes. Oh, he's got him.
Beautiful play.
Yes.
Beautiful play by Eaton to pick up the ball knocked down by Barber and get it over to the first baseman, Charlie Dukes. Real nice play. Novak hit it on the nose.
And he spoils a perfect day for John at the plate. John 2 for 2 before that. Hit the ball hard both times and ripped that one. But again, Donnie with a nice reaction play and great play, great hustle play. These guys,
one of my favorites, Cubby Fentress.
Oh, sure. These guys just haven't given up though. This Brew Crew's still in it. They're going to go down swinging, no question. Yeah, here's Cubby, and so often a guy makes a great play, hits the ball deep.
Kenny Moats' hit.
It is.
Almost over.
It's in the ballpark. The fence on one bounce. Cubby will hold up, and again, oh, that throws way offline, and nobody covers third base. But Cubby really ripped the ball on that one. That's Cubby's second base hit. He's got a single and a double for the day, and here's Tommy McNamara with Tom 1 for 2 so far. A pop out to third baseman and a base hit to left field. Tommy again, a pull hitter. Kenny's, I tell you, look at Kenny. He's awful short for Mac.
Look, Mac's swinging nothing but fence this time.
I know. Yeah, this late in the game, he'd like to get one out in front of the big crowd, the wife and kid and all. Tommy hits it on the nose past Steve Duffy. Let's see if they send Fentress. Yeah, they're sending him. Cubby's in, walking up, taking it easy. It's an RBI for Tom McNamara with it. And,
what did Tom McNamara do? He went out, swung strictly for a base hit, help his team. Just in case the Brew Crew should happen to come back, they want to get all the runs they can across. It's good baseball. Roland Hoke about it.
We have Roland 0 for 2, not hitting the ball pretty well. He hit it hard both times, but just hasn't dropped one in yet. Roland would like to pick up his first base hit of the day. And Donnie throws that first strike in there. That one's a little short on the plate. And the Orange just doesn't want to give up. They just keep banging and banging and banging. Hard drive. And Eaton with the ball over to Randy Greer, and I think Joe Eaton got every one of them that inning. But once more, Orange puts a couple up on the puts one more up on the board anyway, so that's going to make it 8, 9, 10 to 2. Brew Crew needs 8 runs to tie, and they're going to go with some of their best. They've got Sfee, Kenny Webster, and Charlie Dukes are going to be the 3 guys they're going to send up to the plate, see if they can put a dent in this lead. But this is it. We're looking at 3 outs as all that stands between the Brew Crew and a long winter of discontent, Mo. And here's Steve Duffy. Steve's going to see what he can do about it.
Well, I see that Bob Webster's not really saying anything to his team. He just wants them to go out and hit the ball. I guess he figures that maybe mentally they're down a little bit. Now he's cheering them on. That's all they need, Ed, is 1 inning of everybody in the lineup. Go out and hit the ball, bat around. They're still in the ball game, but they got a long way to go. They've dug themselves a hole, and they got to get out of it.
I'll tell you, when I played on Captain Roy's team, Captain Roy and the Tugs a couple years back, we were playing the short strokes, and we got into the finals with them. We were winning by 5 runs going into the 7th inning, and those guys got 12 straight base hits. Nothing more than a double, but every single guy got a base hit. They went hit through the entire lineup in the first 3, I think. They only had 9, or maybe they had 10. First couple of guys all got, Bayless stays with it, long throw, high, he's safe. That's no question. That's going to be an error on the shortstop, Ricky Bayless. The throw was there, but it was a little high. Drew Dick Sissel off the base. Dick with a good play to hold on to that. So Steve Duffy gives him a little life. And here comes Kenny Webster. Kenny 0 for 2 so far. Popped out to the shortstop, and third baseman John Novak made an error on him in the 4th inning. So Kenny 0 for 2 looking for his first base hit of the day.
And he's due. with Charlie Dukes right behind him. Charlie Dukes been a hitting machine today.
Kenny with
The first pitch to Kenny, called strike.
Kenny with a good day defensively. He's helped him with his glove, and now he wants to do something with the bat. Infield at double play depth. Bayless back. Fentress shading over. That has base hit written all over it. B-Love sits there and plays it. The Brew Crew's conservative. Duffy just down to second base. Doesn't take any chances. They need more than one here, obviously. And
I bet they put some type of shift on for Charlie this time.
well, I tell you, I think it'll be a mistake, and I'll tell you why, Mo. Because this guy can hit the ball right. I tell you, I've played third base against him, and if you give him an extra foot down the third base line, he puts one right on the chalk. He's got excellent bat control. I think they'll probably play him straight away and look for the double play. Naturally, one of the things that you look for, if Charlie does hit the ball on the ground, they will have a shot at two. But no, they are playing him pretty much straight away. Charlie with a perfect day at the plate, 2 line drive singles to left center field. And we do have a late arrival. Larry Marshall's just shown up. Now, unfortunately, Larry is going to be hitting last, so he possibly will get a chance. We've got naturally nobody out, but 4 batters have to bat. So Larry finally has arrived. I guess unfortunately the press of work kept Larry away, and they did miss him. They really did, Mo. I think he might have made a difference. Paul Dorsey out there in left center field. So Charlie with his first out of the game.
And that will bring Scott Waddell to the plate with 1 down. Runners at first and second. This is the bottom of the 7th. The Brew Crew down by 8 runs. They have to have a rally here. Kenny Moult's coaching over at third. Bob Webster at first. Waddell looking over the defense.
Now they may put a little shift on. Bo has gone to the right side both times, popped out to the second baseman, flew out to the right fielder. Pretty much a pull hitter. I think he can go the other way, but he really prefers to pull the ball. Fentress back just about on the edge of the grass, and they're looking for 2 would end it. Scott runs well, though. I don't think they're going to have an easy time getting a double play, certainly, on him. But there's 1 down, and things chances look slim for these guys, I'll tell you. You hate to see it because they did have a great year. They really did. Bo rips one. Sissel knocks it down. Fentress there. Fink good with a good hustle play. Dave Fink going over the cover, first base. And again, good defense by this Orange team. They've been there at the right place at the right time.
And that'll bring Donnie Mitchell up to bat with 2 down in the bottom of the 7th. Runners at second and third. And the Brew Crew are down to their last breath. They need Donnie Mitchell to come through with a hit here, get some runs in, and continue the lineup. Don Barber is the on-deck batter.
Donnie looking for his first hit of the day. He grounded out to the shortstop and also popped out to the shortstop. That was that play where there seemed to be a little confusion. Bayless did pull it in, and Dorsey almost ran into him. Donnie getting set up there, missed that first one, just lining up. Let's see what Donnie does.
I think he's just trying to get it over the infielder's head, is what he was looking at on there. He has 2 strikes on him. It's 2 strikes, 2 outs, the bottom of the 7th. It's do or die.
Right down to the wire. And here's Dave with the pitch. Novak.
It's a base hit. 2 runs are going to be in.
Kenny Webster right behind Steve.
So the game continues. That brings Don Barber up with 2 runs in, 2 out, a runner at first.
And we still may see Larry Marshall. It's Larry Marshall in the on-deck circle swinging a couple of sticks. We've got Donnie Barber up. Donnie has 1 single and 2 at-bats, ground out to the third baseman in his other appearance. And Donnie hustled into second base. We had an error on the left fielder, I think, on Donnie's base hit earlier in the game. So Donnie 1 for 2, looking to keep this thing alive and keep the Brew Crew in this ball game.
And the first pitch to Barber is deep, called ball by umpire Tom Love. The second pitch, swung on by Barber. Rick Bayless makes the play at second, and this one's in the books, Eddie. So the Orange Crush will advance to the championship game against Doc Sox, coached by Jay McCall. A fine first game. We're going to break here. We'll be back with you momentarily, talking to Jay McCall, Bill Love, to see if there's going to be any defensive changes, what their strategies are, and to continue with the championship day here at Berwyn Heights.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're back on, and we hear PA announcer.
Berg.
And Moe Grimes tells us that Dick Berg is going to lead it off for the Orange Crush. So this inning, we're looking at Dick Berg, Donnie Armistead, and at the top of the order, Rick Bayless, bottom of the 6th inning. This game is even. We've had a brief delay. Some tempers is short. The players want to get on with it. These guys want to play ball.
At the end of this inning,
Bob Wilbank showing some kind of displeasure. And they're going to bring a new ball in, or an old ball in. Or they're going to bring a different ball in. But, kind of question? Yeah. We're back in. Okay. We have Dick Berg who's going to lead us off. Defensively, the green team, let's run around real quick. Bob Wilbank at third, David Berry still at short, Tommy Dearstein at second, Jerry Borgia at first. The outfield is Dunn, McCall, Danny Lambert, and Larry Brady. Hard ground ball hit to second base. Dearstein can't handle it. There's the throw to Borgia just in time. Tommy Dearstein sticking with that, picking up the ground ball over there, doing a nice job. Staying with it, and here's Donnie Armistead with Ricky Bayless on deck.
And I tell you, you see the whole French team here sitting down, and we don't hear the spirit. They're right underneath us. And Armistead they need a hit out of Donnie Armistead. They got to get something cooking here. They haven't done a thing.
I think the day is really starting to wear on these guys. I think that as emotional as they are and as good a squad as they are, there's something about playing all those days. We do. That's right. Brief and nasty.
And that second pitch is deep to Donnie Armistead.
Big Ed Barrett, a recent new arrival in Berwyn Heights. Naturally, he's been a local figure for many years, but Big Ed just bought a house over on 60th Street, if I'm not mistaken, and has just pulled in. I'm sure he'll get that crowd fired up. The next wave attempt, hopefully, should be a lot more successful than the first.
And Ed Barrett, the first player ever picked in the men's league draft, and as a walk issue to Donnie Armistead, and that's what we're talking about. Now we hear some chatter out of this Orange Crush bench, and the leadoff hitter, Rick Bayless, is up with man on first and one out. What they need out of Bayless here is just a base hit, just enough for Donnie Armistead, who has decent speed, to make it to third base. This is what's brought them this far in the tournament. This is what's going to get them the championship if indeed they're going to come through. So let's watch Ricky Bayless up there, Ed.
He's 1 for 2, single in the first inning, grounded out back to the pitcher on a hard hit ball. Oh! He gets
past Jerry Borgia. It goes down the right line. And a good play by Larry Brady to bring the ball back.
Third base easily.
Larry Brady with a beautiful play out there, Ed.
I tell you, he was playing mighty short, though. I wouldn't play Bayless that short. Now, Ricky hit, to cover off the ball, if you would.
It's a piece of classy hitting. It's the inside-out swing right down the line past Borgia. And Borgia hit the ground, and some of the bleachers over here jumped a little bit.
Here's the guy, here's PD,
Paul Dorsey, the new left fielder.
2 for 2. The man has singled and doubled. If you want anybody up here, it's this guy. Not only is this guy one of the most consistent players on this team, classy veteran, knows how to play the game.
Mike Carter establishing his infield, talking to him, let him know what he'll do with the ball if he gets it. There's a can of corn to Mike Dunn out there and left. Dunn under it, the tag, and Dunn throws to the wrong base. That throw should have gone into second base. We had a tag up by Rick Bayless, and he moves into scoring position with 2 outs here. That makes Paul Dorsey the hitter, and that is the the first break in 3 innings of the 6-6 tie. It's now 7-6 Crush.
It may not have looked like the kind of thing that you want to hit, but I really think PD knew exactly what he was doing. That's a sacrifice fly, whatever you want to call it. He knew he wanted to get underneath the ball. He wanted to hit the ball hard, and he did not hit the ball. The one guy you don't want to hit the ball to out there is Jay because of the strength of his arm. I think he knew exactly what he was doing, and I think Bayless showed tremendous presence out there on the diamond to tag up and go to second base.
It just looks like me.
Dorsey's costing this league a lot of money. New balls.
Tully.
Oh, Tully, I mean. One of you guys shave your mustache, will you? Okay, here's
another guy that can go to right field.
Yeah, fair ball. And that's 2 past Jerry. And Brady's having trouble with it. He's into second. There's a big hit. And at this point in the game, Ed, we both know that there's a big difference between a 1-run lead and a 2-run lead. It's called the insurance run. And Paul Dorsey comes through, actually, back-to-back hits down the line. Both extremely critical by Bayless and then Tully. And here's the number 4 hitter, Dave Fink. And Dave's got ice water flowing through his veins. He's into this game. He can win his own. Well, he can.
1 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. Got himself an RBI.
And he gets the intentional pass.
And they walk him.
And B. Love now has the opportunity to do his team in their quest for a championship here. Keep in mind this is the 3rd game of the day for the Orange Crush, that they've won 2, and that they're trying to do only what's been done once before in Berwyn Heights Men's League history, and that has come from the losers bracket to win the championship. Ed?
And it's funny you mention that because I happened to be part of that team last year that did come back with Emmetsville, come back and win through the losers bracket. And I can tell you, B.A., it really is a struggle because it's all uphill. You just can't afford an error. And these guys are doing a great. B-Love last time with a walk. He's 0 for 1. Did pop out to the shortstop, David Berry, his first time up. He's 1 for 1. He's 0 for 1, excuse me. And B takes a strike. He's going to look at this. He's going to see. Runners at first and second.
They'll be running, Ed. 2 out.
I think they will. Oh, and he picks.
Okay.
It's a high pitch. He gets a second life. And, oh, look at that crowd react again. I mean, boy, I'll tell you. Looked almost like they were ready to start another wave out there, B.A. But the wave sort of drowned before they had an opportunity. 2-2. And now, interesting situation. Now the man cannot really try and dead pull the ball. He's got to hit the ball a little bit more up the middle, and they're giving him room in left center field. I still think McCall ought to play him a little bit more around. He hits it, but right at David Berry. And even though I happen to think the man is a better left fielder than he is a shortstop, David certainly makes the play. They score 2 runs, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, the Orange Crush scores 2 runs on a couple of base hits, and they go out into the lead 8-6. So at the end of 6.5, at the end of 5.5, it's 8-6 Orange Crush.
To recap that last critical time at bat for the Orange Crush, we had Donnie Armistead coming through with a 1-out single, and that was essentially followed by 2 doubles. First double by Bayless scoring Armistead, and the second double by scoring Bayless. And that's how they've gotten this far, is putting 3 hits together like that. And the 2 hits were just masterfully done past Borgia at first base. Both clean doubles. Brady handled both very proficiently and did the best he could, but you hit those down the line and there's nothing you can do.
Right-handed hitters hitting the ball 6 inches off the line on a line. It's just not the kind of thing a first baseman expects to see coming at him. And they really did catch him by surprise. But those guys have been doing that all year. I'll never forget the first game we played this year. Paul Tully leading off the first game, an exhibition game. We had our first baseman playing back there. Tully hit a screamer. I mean, 5 feet off the line, just a rocket. And Donnie was able to make a diving catch, a great play to retire Tully. But Tully's got that ability to go to the right side.
Okay, Ed, we don't want to put this game in context. We're gonna put it in perspective this time. And top of the order, the number 1 hitter in the number 1 position, Mike Carter, the pitcher, can contribute to his own victory here by starting the inning off with a base hit. Remember, bottom half of the 6th, and the Dock Sox is down by 2 runs. They're the team that only had to win 1 game to win the championship. They find themselves behind with 2 at-bats left in regulation, and they're behind by 2 runs. Ed, your thoughts?
Well, I'll tell you, I think that the Orange Crush has risen to the occasion. They've done the kind of things they had to do. They're Mike flying deep to Paul Dorsey. Mike unhappy with himself, obviously. He wanted to hit the ball down. Paul with a nice play. But Orange has done exactly what they had to do, and I'll tell you, I'm amazed at the reserves of this team. These guys look tired in the 2nd inning. They look beat. B made a couple of defensive switches. I'll tell you this, it takes a big man to take himself out and say, I really can't do the job that I'd like to do out here. Let me move him around. Paul Dorsey made 2 plays that I don't know that B would have been able to get to, legs being in the condition they're in. And I tell you this, I have the greatest admiration for these guys. Bayless doing a great job, Novak doing a great job, all around the infield.
Let me remind you that this is David Berry up here with 1 out here in the bottom half of the 6th, and David has a home run to his credit today. And there's a beautiful line drive. Dorsey, the catch of the year out there in left field. I won't go that far, but a beautiful play at a critical situation. Let's go that far.
Say that, but you might have missed the 4-hopper that was hit to me at third base, B.A. That catch meant an awful lot more to me than perhaps that meant to you on Dorsey. But there again, we talk about B's strategy in moving himself to right center, putting PD out there in left field. an outstanding play. Quick reaction. You know, again, B limping around the way he is, taking a pounding he is, carrying all that money that he won in the bowling tournament in his back pocket is certainly slowing him down because they paid him in quarters. So, you know, just a great move out there by PD. And the second out, and David Berry going in there with a perfect day, with a home run and a single. They retire him for the second out. Here's Jay McCall. And I'll tell you, I hate to say this, but I think that if they don't get a run this inning, Doc Sox is in deep, deep trouble. These are the guys they want. If they go past Jay without getting a run, I think they're going to have some problems.
You got to consider the pressure on Doc Sox. Everybody, they were heavily favored. Not that any gambling goes on down here. And there's a clutch hitter, Jay McCarl. Jay's third single of the day. Jay takes a good look to go, but B gets it in quickly. And Jay, even though the pressure was on him, being the coach of this Doc Sox and sponsor of this Doc Sox team, he comes through with his third single of the day.
Let me tell you, Dave Fink, a good fielding pitcher, but boy, he had no chance on that one. That ball was hit as hard as it's going to get hit. Jay did exactly what he wanted to do. He took the high pitch, he tomahawked it right back at the pitcher, and he just drilled a smoker back there. Here's Bob Wilbank now.
And Bob is a clutch hitter, 2 for 3 in the game preceding this one. And, of course, he's got to come through here.
Bob's 0 for 2 tonight.
You're only as good as your last at bat, and Bob is 0 for 2, as you heard Ed mention. And they really need him now.
He's due. I tell you, he's hit the ball hard each time, and tough situation for Dave Fink because they have hitters behind this guy. He certainly doesn't want to give Bob anything good to hit, but at the same time, he can't put McCall into scoring position because Jay would, you know, running the way he does, is going to score on any kind of base hit. He's got to make Wilbank the play of a decision. He's got to make Bob hit the ball, and he's just got to hope that he doesn't hit the ball the way he wants to. Hits it hard at John Novak. John can't handle it. Oh, look at Jay go. No. Oh, and a big strategic error. And another strategic error. Oh, mistake after mistake after mistake. Novak just can't handle that one hit down there. We're going to give him a base hit. That's not an error. 1 run.
We have 2 outs, and Jay McCarl really using his head there. He went from first to third on the single. He drew the throw to third base, was in there plenty of time standing up. And then Bob Wilbank with the bad wheels taking second base, risking, but it eventually turned out okay. Novak's throw to Cubby Fentress was late with Wilbank sliding underneath. Cubby brought it home to catcher Bob Dennison. Everybody played the ball cleanly except all the runners were safe. And the situation is 2 outs and the tying run at second base, and the man coming up, Jerry Borgia.
We've talked about B's coaching decisions, and I just want Cubby down there at third base. I just think, and also I'll tell you this, I think that Orange has got to talk about it for a moment. They got to say we can't throw the ball around. I think the biggest problem is not the run they gave up on Jay, but allowing Wilbank to reach second base, because now tying run is just a base hit away. There's no question about that. And if they give McCall the play at the plate, but make sure they bring the ball to second base, we're talking 2 hits away, and I think that that's a big strategic error. Now I noticed Bayless talking to the infielders, trying to settle them down, straighten them out, and well, Jerry's gone out of the yard 3 times at least this year. The man has his shirt in hitting position. He's all ready to go, and Fink addresses him.
I know he has a game-winning hit against the Brew Crew. I remember that single to left field that ended a 1-run battle. So Jerry's a good clutch hitter, and he's into this game. He's hit the ground several times on things to first base. He doesn't hit it very well, but it's to third base. Novak, a bad throw.
Here comes the tie-in run.
And everything's tied up here. And that'll go E6, Ed.
I think so. We can't. No, we can't. I've got to say that's an error on John on the throw. The throw was down in the dirt. And I think B is finally going to make the move. And
You've been saying it all day. Let me say it one time, that we felt that Fentress should be at third base, and the move isn't made until perhaps it's too late. And
we don't want to be critical about anybody's ability. Obviously, we're all out here having a good time, and that's just tough. You know, you do just want to see, well. You just have to say what you feel, I guess. And I've watched Cubby out there, and you just have the feeling that he's the guy you'd want out there. Now, Now you watch Cubbies taking a deep position here. They're going to look at the force play. Roland Hoke now has gone in at second base. Danny hits it real hard. Tully again with a little toe.
Basket catch out there. And once again, it looked like last call at Town Hall. Tully making his way to the bar. Sixth and...
But the harm is done.
We have a tie game going into the seventh inning. You couldn't ask for a better championship game, Ed.
You couldn't. You really couldn't. I tell you, all these guys have played their hearts out. We're talking the top of the seventh inning. It's as far as you can go. It's the last inning of the last game of the year. And we have a tie game. We have a tie game.
Doc Sox 8, Orange Crush 8.
And now, we talk a little strategy, though. Let's look at the lineups coming up. Both teams are somewhat through their lineups, but the Orange in the seventh inning is going to send up Fentress, McNamara, and Beckham with Hoke, Sissel, and Dennison to follow. The green team, Doc Sox, is going to send up Carl Anderson Jr., Mike Dunn, Larry Brady, with Tommy Dearstein and Harris McNeil to follow. One run for either team could obviously win this ball game. Yeah. It's going to come down, once again, not to the first four hitters, but it's going to come down to the guys that year in and year out win this league, and that's the middle of the lineup, the solid citizens that go out and do the job day in and day out. And we're going to find out. John Novak's going to lead us off. We've got Cubby on deck. John having some problems out in the field, but both balls were hit real hard at him, no question. I mean, they were not easy chances, B.A., no doubt about it. And John hitting the ball real good. John reached base in the first inning on a fielder's choice and singled in the second inning. He's hitting 500 this game. John, you know the man wants to get on base.
Once again, he's got that inside-out swing, Ed, and he goes to right field quite a bit. Right field is very effective at night games here at Berwyn Heights.
They are awful short on him.
They're playing in, and John... that's strike two on Novak, a foul, hit the fence over here. Let's recap that last half of the sixth inning. Jay McCarl being the player hour there. He got the single, started off, went to third on another single, and scored the first run of that inning. There's a shot to Tom Dearstein. He plays it clearly over to Jerry Borgia, and the first out of the inning. The first out is always the toughest. Here we got Cubby Fentress, one of the hardest hitters in the league. And Cubby is capable of hitting a gap out there, Ed.
Oh, he is. And if he does, I'll tell you, we're talking 3 bases at least. Now, they are respecting him, but they're giving him, let me tell you now, I see a mighty big hole in center field. That's right. I think that's Danny Lambert out there, if I'm not mistaken, is probably shading him a little bit too much to right. I think I'd like to see Danny a little bit more straighter. No, but Danny played him perfectly. Excuse me. Danny, right there, right there. Nice play, Danny Lambert. And you know what they're talking about now. Here's Tom McNamara. Has hit the ball out of the yard in previous years. Not hit the ball out of the yard this year. Tom McNamara, who can, literally with one swing, B.A., turn this game around. Steve Beckham, Conan on deck, but Conan is not going to yank it out. And now they put the shift on Tommy Dearstein over a little bit more behind second base. Your thoughts? You're a guy that's pulled the ball out of the yard, B.A. You know the feeling of hitting that home run, that big exhilarating feeling. What do you think? You think the guy's going downtown?
I think he's going to try it. But I tell you, it's we'll see what he's made of here. He's got to get the right pitch, of course, and I don't think Mike Carter's going to give him that inside pitch that he needs to pull the ball down the line. He's had Tom hitting to dead away center, and frankly, there's too much real estate out there for Tom to yank it out. He hits it to David Berry, and that's as good as putting it in the bank. Well, here we go. The Doc Sox control their own destiny here in the last half of the seventh inning. It's 8. And the home field advantage.
You heard the Orange team talking about the weak part of the order, but the leadoff man is a man who has 2 for 2. Carl Anderson the third. The man has hit a home run this game. Now the question is, do you want to face this guy? Then you're looking at Mike Dunn, who's 1 for 1. 1 for 2. Then you're looking at Larry Brady and Tommy Dearstein. So there are no real weak spots in this green team.
You guys want to spend some time in jail, don't you?
There are no real weak spots in this green team.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Be worth it.
There is some question about weak spots behind the plate, but in the umpiring crew, Monk says he's getting older all the time. David Myrick, I tell you, here's a guy that I have the utmost respect. David Myrick behind the plate umpiring. Now that David's realized he's in the twilight of his career, that the good days are behind him, that he's never really going to accomplish the kind of things he thought he had in front of him, David's turned to umpire to keep an interest in the game and to stay close. Okay. Hey, look, Orange is here. Bottom of the seventh inning. Last gasp. Carl Anderson Jr. Man has hit a home run. Here's Dave Fink. What's he going to do?
Ed, I think we ought to take it pitch by pitch here for the last half of the seventh. That was ball one to Carl Anderson III, outside. Strike one called by umpire David Myrick, 1-1. And we want to just get every pitch because every pitch is so important here. And it's 1-1. There's the swing. It's a ground ball to Bayless at short. Bayless up with it cleanly. Over to first. The call is an out by umpire Tommy Love. And that was a beautiful play by Rick Bayless. Dick Sissel giving him a big target over there. Nice stretch. And they only got him by half a step. So we're seeing some real quality play here tonight, Ed.
Well, Anderson with good speed, but you're absolutely right. I think at this point, like all talk is just really secondary. These guys are going to decide the game. What we say up here doesn't really amount to anything. These guys are right down there. Dunn hitting 500 in the second game here. Mike 1 for 2 with a single in the second inning. First pitch is a strike from Dave Fink. David working so hard out there. Ground ball again. Here's Fentress. Oh. And they call him safe. I think he just beat it out. We're going to make that a base hit, B.A.
Yeah, definitely.
It's got to be.
Played cleanly by
Played cleanly and a strong throw. Dunn on first base, only one out. Here's Larry Brady.
Well, Mike Dunn, of course, a 19-year-old kid, first year in the league. Good legs, good wheels, and he beat that out. He hustled. That's what it's all about down here. And, yeah, it's an infield hit all the way, and a very critical one. They got to get men on base to score here because they have the weaker part of their lineup. But these guys are capable of putting together 3 back-to-back hits and winning this ball game.
But your team, B.A., this year showed that power hitting and strong hitting is necessarily a critical factor. You guys ran and ran and ran, and I'll tell you, it changed the outcome of many, many games with your aggressiveness on the base pass. Here we got Dunn, we got Brady. These guys have good speed. Orange has to respect them. They can't give them the extra base on anything right here.
All right, the pitch to Brady is ball outside. That's ball 2 to Larry, I believe. 21 is the count. 3-0 is the count, excuse me. So, here we go. We'll see Larry Brady will be looking at this pitch. I assume that he will get the red light on this because they do need the base runners. That one bounces on the plate. Brady sprints down to first base. Dunn with all the speed in the world. And we have one out here. And Tommy Deerstein. And here's what we're talking about. You got all the superstars. You won't see this end of the lineup playing in the All-Star tournament.
These are the guys that are going to decide the game. They're going to decide the game. And here's Tommy Deerstein. Tommy 0 for 2. He's due for a hit. He's hit the ball hard tonight. And obviously the Orange Crush talking about what they want to do. Because there's only one guy that counts out there, and that's Mike Dunn. Now, obviously, they'd like to get 2 out if they can, but they got to keep him off third base. They just can't let him get to third base.
If I'm the Crush, I'm looking to get the force at third here, aside from the double play. Just it's Roland Hoke at second. Over to Rick Belias gets the force on Larry Brady out there, and that's the second out of the inning. Then he runs it in and calls time, does not throw the ball away to first base, and that's the mark of a veteran out there because if Sissel makes a misplay or if Rick makes a bad throw, then the winning run scores. So here we go. Harris McNeil.
Tommy Deerstein with, I think, one of the most important plate appearances of the year, smartly hitting the ground ball to second base, advancing their winning run to third base, a long fly, and the game is over.
2 outs.
Excuse me, except there were 2 outs, so the game would not be over. There are 2 outs.
Long fly ball.
Yeah, probably he's got to hit it over the fence. But, and it's a strike by Dave Fink. I tell you, David digging deep down into the well, finding out what he's got back there. Just a little deep by Dave Fink.
That was a close call there, Ed.
Sure was.
I tell you, that thing landed about a foot and a half behind the plate. It was very close.
Very, very close.
Strike 2, Ed.
Strike 2.
1 ball.
2 outs, 2 strikes.
They talk about pressure situations.
2 out.
Clayton McCall on deck, Ray Smith to follow. They want to deal with Harris, and he hits it hard. He hits it real hard. Tully deep. Oh, but he draws a beat on it.
Tully made the play.
And I'll tell you,
Unreal.
great game, great game.
For both teams, Ed, I think we have the power hitters coming, or whatever, the meat of the order, however you want to phrase it. The players that are picked early in the draft, that are expected to perform, they'll be coming up for both teams this inning. And it's 8-8 going into extra innings. None of the crowd is left. None of the crowd has moved, as a matter of fact.
Here, ladies and gentlemen, Cinderella story. Here's a man with a groin pull. That is, I'm not sure whether that's the newest disco step or a mortal sin. But anyway, the man is obviously injured, and Steve Beckham's the guy they call on to lead off this last inning. And I tell you, I'd like this guy up here for me because I think that this man's going to find his way on to first base.
Steve knows all he's got to do is get to first base. He'll get a pinch runner for him if he's successful in getting the single he's after. He knows how critical it is for to reach first base. He's going to stay with it himself here. He knows what he can do and what he can't do. And I think we'll be looking for Steve to hit an outside pitch to right field.
Are the 3 hitters that Mike Carter has to face this inning.
As you heard, Ed, it's Beckham, Hoke, and Sissel. So we have three pretty consistent guys coming up here for the Crush. Capable of putting 3 singles back to back. But it starts with the first guy, of course. And we're going to take it pitch by pitch here. Carter takes a big breath, looks towards home, releases the first pitch, and Beckham goes after it. It's down the line, and boy, Carl Anderson III has him played perfectly. And as I stated, I thought we'd see Steve going down the first baseline, and he hit it inside out right down there. But well-scouted team. The Doc Sox right fielder, Carl Anderson III, right there.
Coach McCall really had his guys lined up right for that one. Here's Roland with a perfect so far. He's 2 for 2. Roland with 2 base hits. And I'll tell you, he's going to – and you look where David Berry, each time Roland gets up, I think David takes one more step towards second base. Right back at Mike Carter. You knew where he was going to hit the ball. Mike put him to bed. 2 out. And here's Dick Sissel.
It might be appropriate to talk about the home field advantage here.
It really starts to add up.
Extra innings, having that hammer is so critical because no matter what Orange Crush does, the Doc Sox will have the opportunity to do them one better. And so far, they got the first 2 men out here in order in the top half of the 8th inning. And Dick Sissel here, the hopes and dreams of the Orange Crush are on his shoulders now, and he's looking at ball 2. So Dick knows the walk would be a move in the right direction here because they need to get the base runners around. They need at least 1 run here to put some pressure on Doc Sox.
But these guys can order. I tell you this, while, obviously there's a reason you have some people batting first and some people batting last. Dick Sissel doing his job, draws the walk. Here's Joe Dennison. We're talking about dangerous hitters all the way through. Joe certainly an excellent line drive hitter.
The reason I mentioned the crucialness of scoring a run here, Ed, is because Doc Sox has their heavy, what you'd refer to their heavy hitters up in the next inning.
They start out with McCall Sr. and Ray Smith, and then they go to the top of the order.
Yeah.
So yes, you are gonna see some good hitters for Doc Sox next inning. And I tell you, Joe wants a hit so bad he can taste it. Mike working hard, having a little control problems. He didn't want to walk Dick Sissel. No question about that. Nothing derogatory about Dick, but you want to make him hit his way on.
Yeah,
anybody out here.
The worst Dick's going to do to you is a single anyway, so you got to give him a pitch to hit. And just Joe Dennison's a good hitter through the first 5 weeks of the season. But it's bobbled by David Berry, but he recovers in time. There's that athletic ability on the part of David Berry. And a very excellent play there to get the force on Dick Sissel. And Dick went in hard with the slide, played it very cleanly, and we're seeing some real excellent softball being played here. Joe Dennison, that would have been a hit against any other team, but David Berry is very intelligent, playing him over 2 steps to the hole, and they get Dennison on the ground out.
Well, bottom of 8.
Yep.
And we're looking at a tie ball game. Clayton McCall Sr., Ray Smith, top of the order, Mike Carter. And we have can we focus in on the umpires? It's seldom that we're going to get 3 people that look anywhere near that in one spot at one time. So let's focus in on the umpires, and let's show just why these guys make some of the calls they do. Notice them pass that can of Bush around, trying to get themselves impaired to make some of these ridiculous calls that have obviously been so important in this game.
Yeah, they have to be bad as usual.
Well, here we go. Here's Clayton McCall Sr. to start it off. There's Ray Smith in the on-deck circle. You know what these guys are thinking. I want to get on. I want to hit here so bad. You know, it's funny, B.A., but you watch grown men out here get down to very juvenile kind of impulses. I'm sure some of these guys would trade 2 weeks vacation in Tahiti for a base hit right here.
Yep.
And that's what makes...
If they don't get the base hit, they might take 2 weeks in Tahiti.
Or 2 weeks in New Jersey.
Or 2 weeks in context.
Hits it hard.
They got them played right, though, Ed. That's the... both teams doing an excellent job of positioning themselves defensively. This has been a pleasure to watch and certainly a real pleasure to announce. And Ray Smith here, the second batter in the bottom half of the 8th inning. And a rally back in the 5th that you remember scored. He eventually scored.
He's 1 for 2 with a single in the 5th inning and a crucial hit at that time. So they're expecting Ray to deliver here for them.
And the crowd is stirred by the automotive noise, several of them getting up to catch the last train back to Perspective.
Either Perspective
or Context. We were going to put this game into perspective or into context a while back, but we decided not to. 1-1.
I think the citizens of Perspective voted not to have it.
There's a ground ball down at Fentress. Cubby, whose second excellent defensive play. And this gets back to the B-Love not hesitant to make a change, even if it is sometimes after the fact. It's better to prevent further damage by admitting maybe something should have done a little earlier, but anyway, B doesn't have the luxury of sitting up here and second guessing everything.
Sure, it's easy to sit up here. You're absolutely right, B.A. When we all look back on somebody, realize, like, you know, I'd like to do this. I wish I had done that. Top of the order, Mike Carter. Mike 1 for 3 in this game. 2 fly outs and a base hit. And you know Mike wants to bring David Berry up. David with the big home run in the 1st inning. The guy that really put this Doc Sox team back on the map after that tough loss in the 1st game. I think that home run lit these guys up as much as anything. Mike hits it hard, but he hits it the wrong place. Now, while it's true, we go back and Orange gets another inning. You're looking at next inning, Berry, McCall, and Wilbank next time. And I'll tell you, Orange wants more than one. I don't think they want to face that lineup with more than one.
Yeah, I might have jumped the gun when I said that the Doc Sox had their big guns coming up, because actually next time they'll be facing the meat of the order. But certainly, Orange Crush can't let this go on forever, because that home team advantage has got to pay off unless the Orange Crush can capitalize on the fact that we're in the 9th inning, the top of the 9th, and they've got to put pressure on the Sox by scoring runs in the top half of these innings, Ed.
No question about it. They've really got to get something on the board here. I just honestly don't think they can go into the bottom half of this inning without some type of lead. But I've seen stranger things happen. And I'll tell you this, B.A., we may be talking history. I don't remember an extra inning final championship game. Now, I may have missed one. You know, at my age, you do start to have memory lapses, I guess, occasionally. I forget how many children I have or what their birthdays are. But I try and remember important things, and I can't remember an extra inning game in men's league history. So we're obviously breaking ground here, and we're going to start. We're going to start with Dick Berg.
Okay, Ed, you are the author of the history of the men's league, and certainly if you can't remember an extra inning game, there must not have been one. Here's the first pitch to Berg, is all strike one by umpire David Meyer. David and Tommy Love doing an excellent job this game and the rest of the games today. Here's the second pitch from Mike Carter. Dick Berg takes a swing at it, Carter, right back to Carter, and actually if that had gotten past Mike Carter, you would have seen David Berry make a play on it. So you got a tough road to hoe if you're going to hit the ball back up the middle against this Doc Sox team.
Donnie Armistead started the rally last time with a walk, ignited the rally that brought Orange back into the game. That was the big rally, I think, where they got 4 runs.
That was a one-out rally too, Ed. At the time, we said how critical it was. The Orange Crush, I remember, was down. Nobody on the bench was talking, and Armistead came through for him and perked him up, and they eventually scored some runs. And here's the pitch to Armistead. And that we see it inside. 1-1 is the count, and Armistead gets right back in there. He's intent. He's concentrating very hard on Mike Carter. The pitch comes to him. Oh, he doesn't get much of it. Wiltbank, no problem. Ball was in fair territory, but it was a piece of cake for Bob Wiltbank. The Doc Sox whipping the ball around the infield, and to be quite frank, they look very confident out there in the field. The day might have taken a little bit of wind out of the Orange Crush here.
Top of the order, Rick Bayless. Man is 2 for 3 this game. 2 base hits. Short, playing a great game at shortstop. And you know, Ricky wants to get something started. He knows he's got hitters behind him. He's got Dorsey and Tully. Hits it hard down the line. And I'll tell you what, Ricky hit a home run against us a couple of weeks ago, and if he gets the ball to the fence in right center or right field, he's got the speed to convert it into 4 bases. So,
well, with two outs here, Rick is a veteran. He knows that if he can reach first or second base, he knows that there's increase the potential that they'll score that go-ahead run. And so the fact that there's 2 outs doesn't faze him a bit. But he is trying to take it down right field, I think, Ed, that inside-out swing he's given us.
He was on that one. He does it again.
Right to Deerstein. And I tell you, they let him off the hook easy there in the top half of the 9th. They're going to have to grab the leather and go out there and do it. The Crush has got to dig down deep. And we're seeing what they're made of here. They're made of strong stuff because this is their 3rd ball game of the day. We have a fielding adjustment. John Novak will go in and play catcher for Joe Dennison. But Dave Fink continues out there on the mound. And Dave is the wily old veteran. High concentration factor out there, and the Crush is walking out there. If you wanted to make an observation, they look like they might be dragging a little, but that's only natural after a long day. They're trying to conserve their energy, and considering they've showed about as much enthusiasm right now, though, which is semi-comatose.
Actually, has been for the last 2 hours. Let me tell you this though, turning point. Okay, David Berry, Jay McCall, Bob Wiltbank. The green team's going to score here. If they don't score here, though, and let's face it, there are no automatics in this league, B.A. We know that. If they don't score here, the orange team has exactly the same thing. They're 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hitters coming up, all solid hitters. I think Doc Sox ends it here, or I think that they may have it ended for them. I think that
for Doc Sox.
This is it. This is make or break time.
The man is 2 for 3 with a home run and a single. He flew out last time to the left fielder, and
Ball 1.
Dave Fink going to be real careful pitching to this man.
Okay, he's got a ball, and David takes a stroke, and it's a beautiful stroke indeed, but it's called by Tully. Ball carried a little bit farther than I thought because it came off the end of the bat, Ed.
Tully failed to shuffle. However, he did make a last minute to his left.
And that's a nice catch.
Oh, it was. It was a tough catch. David hit the ball as hard as you want to hit it.
At this hour of night, you got to, he's looking into the lights. Ball came off the end of the bat. From our perspective, it went from left to right with a little bit of a curve on it. And actually, the curve brought the ball into Tully and allowed him to rake it in. But he put the leather on it real nice out there. And that first out, of course, is crucial.
It makes everybody feel so much better. But, interesting lineup for Doc Sox. They've got 2 guys that are known home run hitters. We're talking David Berry and Jay McCall. Then they take a break. They bring Bob Wiltbank in, a hard line drive hitter, certainly a guy qualified to hit extra base hits consistently, but not known for a home run.
There's a long fly ball. Made a great catch.
Let me tell you something. A shorter man doesn't make that play.
Paul Dorsey is out or Paul Tully is in right center field. That ball would either hit the fence or go over the fence because B-Love, tallest man in the men's league basketball program, gives a big leap to a 6'3" frame and he can't touch the net, but that's besides the point.
He is tall, though.
He is. The reason he doesn't look that tall is he's standing in front of the flagpole, but seriously, if we put a rack of lights on him, we'd really improve the lighting down here.
Great job by B-Love. I tell you, great catch, a great catch. We kid around here a lot, but obviously, I hope some of the stuff is funny. No, but B with a great catch out there, and all of a sudden, we're talking about Doc Sox with the cream of their lineup, the guys that they want up there if they've got a shot. all of a sudden, 2 out, nobody on. Dave Fink all of a sudden feels a whole lot better.
If I may make a comment, Ed, you see that David Berry and Jay McCraw are the kind of guys who like to take the load on their shoulders, maybe going for the fences. No maybe about it. They were going for the fences, and they succeeded in long fly balls. And really, what they needed was a couple of base hits, to be quite honest. But they've been coming through all day long. Now it's on the capable shoulders of Bob Wiltbank, and we'll see what Bob has.
Again, Bob, a real good average hitter, hits the ball hard every time. And he does hit it hard again, but that's at Bayless. Tough chance, reach across. Oh! Dick Sissel, maybe to play it a game. Maybe to play it a game. That's a real heads-up play. Rick Bayless with a tough play in the hole. The throw was wide. Dick Sissel came across with the sweep tag. I'll tell you, I take back almost everything I've ever said about that guy. That was a great play, Dick. That was a great, great play. Top of the 9th inning, and here's B.A.
Well, you can hear the level of chatter down here on the Orange Crush bench as Ed is taking a time out here to go maybe interview some of the players. And but the enthusiasm factor here on the Orange Crush bench has gone up geometrically here. They're pumped. Here we hear Commissioner Steve Beckham. And actually the magic number here is 1. They want to get at least 1 run across the plate here and put the pressure on Doc Sox. And leading off will be Paul Dorsey. And Paul's made some excellent plays out in left field. And the score remains tied 8-8. We're in the top half of the 10th inning here. And I don't know if we've ever had a game go 10 innings down here. Bottom of the ninth, top of the 10th. Top of the 10th. Okay, it's top of the 10th.
Top of the 10th.
And
Batting for the Orange Crush, Paul Dorsey.
oh, is it?
Yeah. It's got to be top of the 9th.
All right. Top of the. Paul Dorsey starts it off with a single. Dorsey's followed by Tully.
That's a base hit for Dorsey. This is the top of the 9th inning. This is the top of the 9th inning.
Okay, Dorsey follows Tully. Tully follows Dorsey. Anyway, we're in extra innings here, that's for sure.
Now batting for Orange Crush, Paul Tully.
Paul Tully up. There's Carl Anderson III making the play in right field. They had him played perfectly. I hear my broadcasting buddy coming back. It's top half of the 9th. It was a correction. It's top half of the 9th, and Ed just went to check on that.
Yeah, we did, B.A. We checked with the official scorer. Naturally, we wanted to make sure that the videotape was correct on this. And we're right back where we thought. 9th inning, Dave Fink, cleanup hitter here. We've got Dorsey on first, reaching first base with a crucial base hit. 1 away. And you know this is the guy that they're counting on. I mean, the man's done a great job on the hill. David's hit the ball tremendously all day. That's deep. And I'll tell you, Dave will take a walk in this situation, I'm sure, to move Dorsey around. He knows he's got hitters behind him.
Right.
Mike Carter digging in, and you have to wonder if that last inning did not deflate the green team just a little bit. Seeing their 3 big guns go down without delivering. And I know Dave will take a walk. Now, he's probably going to have the green light on this if he chooses to. You don't want to handcuff a hitter like that.
2, the count is full.
And Dave took a strike.
1 out, 1 at first, 3-2 count.
Boy, I'll tell you, talk about
Top of the
drama.
9th.
Hits it hard in the hole. Deerstein with a great try. Oh, look at Dorsey fly. Oh, first and third. Base hit. Orange team in a dominant position right now, B.A.
What happened there, Ed, was Deerstein got a lot of the mid on that ball, slowing it down enough that prohibited Jay McCraw from getting a good jump on it because Jay was coming hard at it. The ball stopped dead after Deerstein knocked it down, and Jay couldn't pick it up in time to stop Dorsey from going to third base. So we have runners at the corner, nobody out. The captain of the team, the president of the men's league, 1 out, excuse me. Bill Love, and a defensive strategy being discussed by Coach McCarl.
And they know what they've got to do, and I'll tell you this. You know what B. Love is going to try and do, I think. If I'm the man, I want to get underneath the ball. I want to make sure I hit it high, and I want to hit it deep. Dorsey is a smart runner at third base. Obviously, good arms in the outfield for the green team, but if the ball is hit even to medium depth, you know they're going to send Dorsey. And PD is a good base runner with good speed.
Yeah, with
you know what Mike Carter's got to do? Mike Carter's got to keep the ball on the outside of the plate, and he's got to keep it low. He's got to make B try and hit the ball into the ground or hit the ball to the right side. And B, goes against everything I said. I'm absolutely wrong. I've never been wronger in my life. Dave Fink with a great slide. He's safe. Bob Wilbank with the tag.
That ball went by.
Goes into second base. I'll tell you this, the man is great.
That was a clutch hit by B. Love, perhaps the clutchest hit of B's career. And I tell you one thing, if David Berry makes a real excellent play on that ball, it's an unassisted double play, meaning that he takes that thing, goes right to second base with it, no problem going over. All he needs is a little help from Dick Sissel on that double play that could have saved the run.
You did need more than an outstanding play. You needed a major league kind of play. It was let's no doubt about it. That ball was base hit all the way. David made an excellent try on it. The man can't be faulted for that, not for a moment. But you're right. B hit the ball hard. He stung it right up the pipe. David had an opportunity, maybe got a glove on it, but the ball was base hit all the way. And B with great hustle going to second base. I'm surprised at that. And here's John Novak.
All right, John has a chance to redeem himself. Oh, he's been given the pass. Now, what do you think of that, Ed? I don't like that move.
Why they walk Novak and pitch
Well, to be honest with you, Mo, I have
to. Decision?
Well, I don't necessarily know. I think what they feel is that John's hit the ball hard all day long, and John, being a smart hitter, is just going to loft a fly ball. What they're trying to do is set up a double play situation, or at least a force play at the plate situation. They don't want to have to put a tag on Fink at the plate. Dave is a good runner. Dave's going to slide. There's no question about that. He's going to come in and really mess things up. You're not going to tag that guy out at the plate. Maybe questionable strategy. I don't know. But
the first pitch is way inside.
I don't want to pitch to Cubby.
No. I tell you, it's a tough call there, and we'll leave it at that. It's the coach's decision, and the decision's been made. The bases are loaded. It remains 1 out. Cubby Fentress the batter, perhaps the hardest hitter on the Orange Crush. The pitch is called a flat pitch. That's ball 2 to Cubby, and quite honestly, Cubby, the good hitter he is, will still be looking for strikes here.
Let me tell you, Mike has had some problems. He's walked 1 or 2 guys today, and yes, it is. And now 30 situation, I guarantee you, Cubby has the green light to hit, but he won't. He's going to take a walk, and they're going to bring in a run. And I'll tell you, if anything backfires on you, that's the one right there.
Okay, here we got the big guy coming up, Ed. I'd say a little bit of the pressure's off him. 2 runs have come across already. There's only 1 out. Perfect situation for a power hitter. Now, you talk about a guy who, if he puts things in perspective here, he's got to be thinking, I'm going to take this thing as deep as I can get it, Ed. It can't hurt him.
He's going right down the line. He doesn't care if it's fair, foul. He's going to make the left fielder catch it within 10 feet of the fence, and he's going to pick up the 3rd run. And
let me give you something to think about here. I want to see Novak tagging up at second. I want to see him come all the way home. I'd be sending Novak home, but they don't do it. They don't do it.
That ball was drilled.
I think McNamara did exactly what he had to do there, Ed.
He hit that ball as hard as you're going to say. A sacrifice fly and a big, big play for Tom McNamara. Drives another run in. Great hit, Tommy. Great hit, Tommy.
Well, Jay made a nice catch out there, too, Eddie. He was at the wall, and he went up, and he robbed him of a home run.
I think Jay deliberately was playing short to make sure that anything hit in front of him. He had an opportunity to go to the plate, so he was probably playing Tommy shorter than he normally would, and Jay made a sensational catch. He really did. There's an appeal play at second base, but to no avail. And here we go. We're talking Cubby at second, John Novak at third. Here's Conan Beckham.
Yes, Steve with a pull. That's right. We're at Steve's Friday night discussing strategy for tonight's game, going over the stat book. and drinking a little bit of lemonade.
Until the Love Boys showed up.
And there's a long fly ball, and then Mike Dunn, gets a run. He almost overran that, but he made a beautiful play. And that's the third out of the inning. And we went into that inning with an 8-8 tie, and we have...
The bottom of the ninth, they got 3, right?
We have 3 runs scored by the Orange Crush. So the pressure is on to score at least 3 here.
11-8.
And the people that they'll be depending on, they're a little bit past the middle of their order.
You have to excuse us, fans, if we seem a little confused in the booth. It's been a long afternoon, a long evening. And, this game is so emotional. You've seen so many turnarounds. Last inning, looking at the 2, 3, 4 hitters, Berry and McCall and Wilbank coming up. You had to think those guys were in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
Orange held them. They did what they had to do, and they came back, and boom, boom, boom. Paul Dorsey started it. B. Love with, to me, a great hit.
Yeah.
And you talk about unselfish play. Cubby Fentress in there taking that walk when you knew the guy wanted to hit the ball so bad he could taste it. And
McNamara coming up with the long fly.
Oh, and Tommy drilling the ball. I'll tell you, drilling the ball. Anybody but Jay, maybe that ball ain't caught. Jay makes a great play to do it. So here we go. They need 3 runs. And the first guy's Jerry Borgia. Just again with a little uniform adjustment. I think Jerry's ready to go deep. He wants a little freedom in the upper body to swing.
Yes, he's got the halter